asking me?
Like, did I not unlock it?
Do
yet?
they have names on them or something that let you know? What
One
portal
said
you
blue
can go to?
portal, and the other ones, yeah, they did have names on them.
Yeah, I can't
Okay.
remember.
And I tried to go in each one,
Uh,
but I was like, I couldn't figure out how
there's
to.
a way. It's you just gotta go like to the normal teleporter or something. I don't know.
you just gotta try
Isn't
not
that
to get
the, like?
obliterated.
Can't you find the normal teleporter still? The one that's like the
Normal.
platform you go to normally.
I think it's like deactivated. I don't know. I'll have to pay attention because always the two
I think
portals,
you just choose to
and
go
then I
to
literally run around the whole map trying to
normal-
figure out like what to trigger. But yeah, Risk Rain 2 has been the game I've been playing.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun, but I'm just trying to like platinum. So I did the prismatic trial. Did you do a prismatic trial? It's like a type of game mode.
No. Mm-mm.
It's pretty cool. It puts on modifiers, and it's on the, I think it's on the hardest difficulty, and then you have to just beat it as fast as you can, and then you're on some leaderboard. But I was pissed because I rushed through that thing. Like the first boss, I killed him like in a minute and 30 seconds, and then the second boss was super hard. So I beat the whole thing. Like you have to beat 2 stages on the hardest difficulty as fast as you can, but there's also little objectives like you got to destroy these crystals before you can spawn the boss.
So have you unlocked all the characters?
I'm missing 2.
And you just been playing the Huntress though, like you're just dead
I don't
set
think
on one character.
It's too good.
And you could unlock all the trophies with just her.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't have to play anyone else?
You don't have to play anybody.
I thought I was getting the trophies and achievements for completing it with different characters.
There's like a lot of hidden stuff that you have to unlock. Oh, did you already start it, by the way?
I started recording.
Oh, okay, cool.
Didn't start the show yet.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Are you guys ready to start?
Yeah. Sorry, I thought we already started for a second.
We're chatting away, man.
Yeah.
Well, don't mind me then.
Yeah.
I'll just keep it in there. Yeah. So, welcome back to another episode of the We Love Gaming podcast, episode 34, I believe. Yeah, 34. Today is a kind of gloomy day in Southern California.
Rainy.
It's a little rainy. Yeah.
A lot of
you know,
rain.
A little dirty out there, but
need it,
we're
though.
getting cleansed away. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I'm grateful to have
Yeah,
my
I'm
sprinklers
ready
off,
for the
saving on
rain,
some of that
you
water
know?
bill.
Yeah.
But yeah, what you guys been into this weekend?
Yeah. So I've been playing a few things. I haven't had like a ton of time this week, but I've been playing a few things because I'm in that transition mode.
Mhm.
You know, from finishing one game and trying to find the next.
Right.
You know, so I finally beat Demon Souls.
Nice.
Nice.
And one thing I learned about Demon Souls is basically all the prime bosses of every zone, so the third boss of every zone, are all gimmicks. Like every single one of them.
So
are
you mean gimmicks like it's just a bad mechanic?
It's just something to make
gimmick?
you
It's just something
busy.
you just figure out the little thing to do, and then that's all you do.
Mm,
So I told you
gotcha.
about the dragon god where you fire the harpoon and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
kills them,
right.
and then you have this flying manta ray, and it's like massive, and it shoots out its little children or whatever to come attack you. All you need to do is just go grab the sword. It's pretty far down there, but once you find it, you just got to run around a little bit. Like if you didn't know what you were doing, you wouldn't know what to do. But if you just go run down the pathway a little bit, grab like the sword in the stone, it's kind of like Excalibur.
Mhm.
And if you hit the heavy hit, it just does like an attack into the air, and you just obliterate all the children out of the air.
Oh, you're talking about the manta rays.
The
stingray
manta rays,
things. Yeah,
you
I
just
remember
obliterate
that.
them out. You remember that fight?
Yeah, you do the charge.
Yeah, you just
slash, and
obliterate
then
them all.
Yeah.
So that's super gimmicky. It's because it's really easy. You just
Yeah.
obliterate them all. You're like, this is a joke. And then you have the it's like, so in the area down below in the muck and mire where I told you I couldn't like get through. I was like,
Yeah.
The final boss there is some chick down there. She's holding the demon soul in her hand. She's like the boss,
Right.
but she has like a knight that is like loyal to her,
Mm-hmm.
and she just sends him after you. So it's just like a normal NPC knight.
Right.
Mhm.
So not even really a boss fight. So you just fight
Damn.
him off.
Okay.
So
So it wasn't any struggle then.
no, it wasn't a struggle at all. You know, and
Can
so
you just avoid him and go straight to her, or you have to fight
that's
him?
a good question actually. But
You know,
I
just,
think
like,
he's
run
blocking the
past him or
path. I
something
think he's
and then
blocking the
just
path.
smash her?
He is blocking the pathway that lets you get to her without dying. Because the muck and the mire in her little area there, the moment you touch it, you get plagued. Like the moment you touch it,
Oh,
like
okay.
the moment almost.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
1 second you get plagued.
So you got to
immediately.
play with him on a little island.
So you
get
want to
her.
play with him and kill him, and then the path to her is not plague ridden.
Right.
You know, once you get to her though, you get plagued. But the archstone is right there, so you just click the archstone and get out of there.
Mhm.
Nice.
Then you have the The final boss of the first zone, though, the one you start off with the phalanx and the tower knight,
Spoilers?
is not a gimmick. That's an actual fight.
Okay.
So that's nice. But then there was one other boss
You're
too
talking
that
about
I
the
can't
actual
remember.
phalanx?
The phalanx boss.
Yeah.
Those little slimes that have the shield and they throw the spear at you.
Right. It's the big one.
And then
right?
you have the big one where there's like 100 of them
Yeah, that's the actual
piled
boss.
together. That's the actual boss.
Right.
Easy boss. But,
yeah, super easy. With
Yeah,
that one.
easy boss. Just throw some fire on your sword and you're good to go.
Yeah.
But
Fire
the
bombs or
final
something.
boss of that zone is actually a fight. It's not a gimmick.
Mm.
But it seems like the final boss of every other zone is a gimmick boss.
Damn.
So, and just so you know, the final boss of the prison zone, if you play it, because I know you guys want to play it, remember the final boss of that zone is you have to fight another real life person.
That's
It's an interesting boss fight.
Wait,
But
isn't,
it's
that,
really
isn't that how
hard.
the monk was?
Like
That's the
online,
monk.
you mean?
Yeah, it is the
Oh,
monk.
okay.
Yeah.
So you
Monk
mean
one, yeah.
online? You play a
Literally,
random?
You
if you
fight, yeah,
if
somebody
you're
who's
playing,
gotten the hat on and all the gear and stuff, and they invade, and then you have to
Oh.
fight them. As
yeah,
a
like
boss.
if you've
I remember that
played,
one.
if you're playing an online, that boss fight is another human person.
That's cool. That's
But
pretty
it's
cool.
hard though, because like I'm not good at PvP.
But they're
So
trying
it's
to
a
win.
PvP.
Yeah.
And it always seems like the people who are doing that are people who like PvP,
Mhm.
the ones that
Uh.
sign up to be a boss or whatever,
think-
however they join that queue.
Yeah, I think
Um,
it's an item that you wear. I think it's
Oh,
like
it's
the
that
hat.
helmet, right?
I think it's
Yeah,
the
it's
hat
that
or
hat.
something that
If
you
you're
put
wearing
on,
that
and then
hat,
you'll get pulled
Yeah,
in.
so these people like want to do this.
That's kind
You
of
have
cool.
to put the hat on. Like, I'm not good at PvP. Were you ever good at PvP in Dark Souls?
I never even tried online. I killed those invaders. You know, I fought. So that's the closest thing to PvP. But I never did all. I never
Most
turned
of
the
the
online
time
on.
when people
PvP
were
is hard,
invading, they
dude.
were like OP'd already. So they were like they were
Mhm.
invading, hunting.
Actually, I think once I saw like a blood thing or sign on the ground. I clicked it. I went to play with somebody else, and then someone invaded us. I want to say.
Oh yeah. Did you guys kill him, or
Mm,
did he kill you?
Nah, I think he just came up behind us. I think he just said you were invaded. We're just
Two
like
on
grinding.
one knocked you out.
We're
See,
just
these guys are
grinding,
good though, man.
and
The
he
people
came-
who
yeah.
are invading and doing this deliberately are like really good at PvP in that game,
Mm-hmm.
and they have like the right builds. There's an actual meta for
PvP.
Souls PvP,
Ah.
and people know it, and they just get wrecked. Like my build I'm using with like the big sword or whatever I'm using, that's easy for like PvE.
Yeah.
These guys have like the straight edges and blades, and they have like all the stuff they need to crush you. And so it's like so I wasn't gonna BS trying to fight a guy 20 times till I won. So what you do is you just reload the game in offline mode, and then you go to that fight, and it's an NPC phantom, not an actual
gotcha.
human phantom.
So there's this guy that I watch on YouTube. His name is Fighting Cowboy.
Yeah, I watch him too.
Yeah, so he just has like days where he'll go into like Demon Souls or Dark Souls or whatever, and then just go live stream, and he'll give out his code, make it so that
people
you
can
have to
fight
put
him?
it in. Yeah, and he'll literally just sit there, fight me, like just battle me. I give you like 3 heals, you can come at me.
Yeah.
3 at a time, whatever. Like he'll
Damn.
spend like a couple hours just doing that, man. He'll wreck people.
There
But
there
you know,
isn't
he's got
really.
like a crazy build, you know what I mean?
I think you get Dark World tendency doing that. I think.
Yeah, I think
Or if
invading you
people,
do, I think.
if you invade and you kill the host and stuff, you get Dark World tendency. So I guess if you want to do Dark World things, then
Oh,
you're gonna want to
okay.
do that.
Yeah.
If people invade you and you kill them, you get light tendency. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, there isn't really any incentive to do it. Other than if you, I guess if you
Just
just
Their
like
souls.
fighting.
You get their souls.
I don't think you do.
You get half of what they have accumulated in
Oh, okay.
levels, I believe.
Oh, in levels.
Yeah. So if they're really, really strong and you kill them, then you get like half of what their souls would be like.
Okay, maybe. I guess if you're really good at PvP, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't like PvP in Dark Souls. One thing is important too is your connection. Like the hitbox is wonky sometimes. Like
I can see
you
that.
feel like you hit them, but they somehow roll to get out of the way.
Yeah.
It's super annoying. Like
Yeah, that lag.
drive-
That lag.
yeah,
will
that
get
little
you, dude.
lag is annoying.
Yeah.
So there's certain weapons that just work better in that environment that
Mm.
have like different hitboxes and slashes and bleeds and stuff. So I don't f around with Souls PvP. So I'm just telling you right now, if you want to get through that fight without
offline.
being annoying, just switch to offline really quick. Go up there, kill them, and then you can switch back to online to have all your
Okay.
guides and notes and stuff.
Nice.
But I did find a pretty cool little game, so I kind of switched back to the Xbox finally
Okay.
Really?
because I was having a hard time finding a game. And I was like, maybe this
Okay.
is the time I try to get some Xbox play time in.
What's
really
the
play.
games that you have for the PS5 currently right now?
So, I did try Devil May Cry, and I cannot wrap my mind around the control scheme on that game.
Really?
Oh, it's a
The
little too
controls
You mean just like the
complex?
combos or what?
It's just I don't know. There just might be way too many abilities to press because there's not a dedicated dodge button.
Yeah.
So the only way you can dodge is you have to hold down like one of the bumper buttons and
Oh,
then
it's a
slide it
two-button thing?
and then move your trigger and then press another button at the same time just to dodge.
That doesn't sound
Yeah,
fun.
it's real gross. And my mind is like, dude, if you can't figure out how to make your game, there's 8 buttons there. That's it. Just utilize
with
the
that,
8 buttons,
yeah.
man. You don't got to be like having another button to press another button to give me 8 more buttons.
Most of the time, it's just like holding like the left bumper to pull up a secondary
Right.
list of things.
That's
know
not what
I mean?
this is. You have to hold this one and then move in the direction you want to go, and then press dodge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
So
really
it's like
annoying.
midair. Like if you were able to work it, you would be doing like attacks. You would do like a stride, and then be
if
able to
you were
attack some
really
more.
able
You'd
to
be real
work it,
smooth
if
with
you
it.
were really dope at the game, I could see how this is a blast.
Okay, so
But
they
I'm
want
more
you to
like
get
Dark
they want
Souls,
you to
you know?
gain a new skill.
Yeah, I could
with
see after
this.
you just played Dark Souls.
Yeah, so I'm
Because
more
what
like,
I think you have to hold back the block or something, and then you push it in the direction.
and
so
you
y-
have to press another button to
yeah.
actually do the dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you hold back the button R1, I think, or L1, I don't know what it is. You push in the direction you want to go, and then press another button to dodge. It's too much to
Okay,
think
so
about
you're
in your
holding
head.
one, you're moving in the direction you want to go, and then you're actually
Yeah,
pressing the
and then
dodge
you press
button.
the X or whatever, and that makes you dodge.
What else is that button used for? The dodge button. That's
The X is
supposed to-
jump.
Okay. All
So
right.
there's a jump button. So there's
So
no
you could
jump
just
button
be
in
jumping.
Dark Souls. There's no jump button, right? So
Right.
that's one something Dark Souls doesn't have, which I rather not have a jump button if I can have a dedicated dodge button, you
Yeah.
know? So there's just the controls are super weird, and so I was not into it. Maybe I'll try to explore it again later.
Did you get past
Um,
that first little introduction zone,
Mm-hmm.
You've played it?
Yeah, I got past the
Uh,
first introductory zone.
and then you got to the van cutscene, and then it started the game?
Yes.
Oh,
I
okay.
got to the point where she was offering me new arm attachments.
Oh, okay.
That's as far as I got.
Gotcha.
And then I had no clue about the arm attachments. Like she threw like 10 or 7 arm attachments at me, and I have no idea. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll just stick to what they just showed me. Like, I don't know which one to grab here. Like, normally in a game, like let's say Castlevania, when you find
They
like a
kind of
new
break it down
thing,
to you?
you get it and you're in the game and you're using it
Yeah, you get,
immediately.
like, one thing at a time,
So,
and
so
then-
you know,
yeah.
one thing at a time, so you know what each thing does,
Mhm.
and then you can go and choose from what you've used before. They just threw like 5, 6 of them. I'm like, I don't have a clue what any of these do. Why would I waste my points on this when I don't know what it does?
Oh, you had to pay for them?
Yeah, you had to pay for them
Ah,
to
man,
reload
okay.
your arm
Yeah.
count. Do you have
But-
like an arm count? Because once you use your arm too much, it breaks. So you got to reload another arm on because you're missing an arm, so you have a mechanical arm,
Uh-huh.
Nero or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And so before the next mission starts, you want to make sure you're stockpiled on arms, you know. And so
That's
she
weird.
gives you like 8 arms to choose from, but I only know what one of them does. Like I can look through and kind of read the thumbnail or whatever,
Do you have
but
a
I don't really know.
Sorry, go ahead.
But I don't really know necessarily what it's telling me or how it looks or how it functions. I haven't seen it or utilized it, so I don't really know how I'm using this arm effectively. Where the previous level, I just got done using the arm effectively against that little boss and his
Mhm.
little tentacle creatures, you
Mhm.
know? So,
Do you have like an infinite resupply after each mission, or you have to keep buying arms?
keep buying them.
So you would just keep buying the same arm that you've been using.
That's a
over
good
and over
question,
again
yeah.
For each
Like, I
mission.
would have to take a risk and join a mission with an arm I have no clue how to use.
And then if you fail in that mission, then you're like, okay, I gotta
I
restart
guess I gotta
it
pick
with
a different arm.
the old
yeah.
arm that I really liked or something. That
Yeah,
sounds weird.
it's got some. I think, does Capcom make Neo? Does Capcom make Neo?
Not sure.
I thought they made the first one. It's Ninja. It's Ninja.
Ninja, yeah.
It's Ninja. I think Team
Ninja
Ninja.
makes-
It's Team
yeah, Team
Ninja,
Ninja
makes Neo,
Mhm.
but it's like published or produced by Capcom. I think.
I don't.
I
Think
don't
so.
know.
I don't think it has anything to do with Capcom, but
I thought the original Neo did, but it's got that Japanese Capcom. It's a different feel.
Yeah.
Like these games are a different feel than like what we're Western RPG action
Yeah,
RPGs
that's
are
for
like.
sure. Did you like the
you
style
know.
of it? Because I thought the graphics were
The
pretty.
graphics were
were
really
pretty
pretty. I
impressive.
did like the style. I thought the character models and like the faces and it was really good.
Yeah.
Like shockingly good. But I just could not get past the control
Yeah.
scheme. I'd have to really dedicate time to it, like what you were
Yeah.
saying. Like,
Yeah, I didn't play it too much past that point, but when I played it on the Xbox, because it was on Game Pass, it still may be now. But I was pretty impressed with the graphics and the style. It was the first Devil May Cry game I ever played, so I didn't know what to expect. But I liked how it started you off in that layer, and you fought a boss right out of the gates. Kind of gave you a taste of,
You were supposed to die there, obviously. Yeah.
I hate when
Straight
games
teenager.
do that, by the way, when they force you to die, because you're
Yeah.
trying your best. But anyways,
Anyways, there was one game though so when I switched to Xbox that I had a good time and actually kind of thinking about it still like last night and into the day how I wanted to get back on and play it, and that was Void Bastards.
Void Bastard.
Never
That's
heard of
on
that one.
Xbox
Never heard of
Game
that one.
Pass.
Oh,
Okay.
Game
And
Pass. Oh.
it launched a little while ago, a few weeks back, and I was like, oh, that game looks really neat because I was always looking at what's new. I always like occasionally hop on Xbox and check out what's newly added to Game Pass,
Mhm.
and Void Bastards was on there. And it's like an indie title, and I was watching. I was like, "This looks really neat. This looks like a lot of fun." So I downloaded it, but I never played it. I went back to my PlayStation, right? So I went back to the Xbox, and I said, I'll give this one a shot now. I've been wanting to try this one, and it's basically a first-person shooter, but it's basically a first-person shooter take on FTL, Faster Than Light.
Hmm.
Have either one of you
never
guys
played
played
that game.
Faster Than Light?
No, but I remember
For
seeing that
Steam,
game back in the
It's
day.
on Steam.
Yeah, I got it from what was that? The Humble
Humble
Bundle back in
Bundle.
the day. I
It's
just never
strictly
tried it.
PC.
It's strictly PC. It's really, really good though. It was one of my favorite games for a good little minute there.
Isn't it like a roguelike? Like a OG
It's a
roguelike?
roguelike, but it's super, super awesome. It's just really cool. Basically, you have a ship and you have a star map, and you have to move faster than the darkness devouring behind you. So you're outrunning the darkness.
Okay.
And so on the map, you have branching paths, but since you can only move forward, you kind of got to choose the path you want to go because, you can't go backwards because the darkness is there.
Right.
So you're kind of like, well, which direction has the most items or the most unique ships that I want to take, or has the shops along the way? So you pick a path. This game does the exact same thing. One of the main differences is on FTL, you have a spaceship and you're doing ship to ship combat,
Mhm.
and so you could pause the game too. So that was one really cool thing about FTL, was you can pause the game and you can now click all your ship's little control schemes, like drones or guns you have attached to your ship, and tell them to attack certain spots on the enemy ship that you want to damage first, like maybe their oxygen location or their engines or their weapons room, and then unpause it and the sequence will start going.
Mm.
And you could pause it again and redirect.
Right.
So it was really fun. It was like a turn-based
So it gives you a
kinda
chance to
strategy
think
game.
about stuff. and
Yeah, it gives
then
you a chance. That's what I
maneuver.
liked about it. It gave you a chance to kind of like to think about it.
Hmm.
Some people like doing playthroughs where they shut the pause off, to challenge themselves, play the game without pausing it.
Mhm.
But it was a lot of fun. You kind of pause the game. You have like a crew members, so you want to like send them around. So it's like you're like a commander, and you're like looking down, and it's like 2D. It's super simple, graphics, and you're just kind of like clicking your mouse, telling people where to go. Really, really fun game. It's a roguelike, so you just have one life. You just see as far as you can get. I beat the game a few times where you get to the final boss and you beat them. And I really loved FTL. It was one of my favorite games. This one's very similar, except instead of having the commander ship-to-ship combat, you as the individual board the ship. And you go through and you fight the people on the ship. And you
That
have like a
sounds cool.
gun, and it's like first person. But you can't – there's no ADS. There's no aim down sights.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So
nice.
it's just like –
Crosshair.
just a crosshair, and you have a finite amount of bullets. You try to find bullets on the ship. It's kind of creepy because like the enemies, like all of a sudden they just turn crazy and they come at you all hard and fast.
Mhm.
It's got a comic book artwork and style and theme, so it tells
That's
a
cool.
story in comic book form.
That's dope.
So when you go to a comic book page and you have like the 4 squares,
Mhm.
you do 1 square at a time, and it's animated
Right.
and it talks to you in comic book form. And then once you die, you get a new inmate that goes back into the world, but it has all the items that you built and created on your previous run.
Nice.
So it's got that roguelike feel, and you're
Okay.
trying to get to the end and you can't go back. It's the same exact thing as FTL, except it has the gunplay inside the ship.
That
so
sounds fun.
I thought that was a really good game. It's not quite like a 9 or a 10, but it's pretty high. I'd probably give it an 8, 8.5. Like, really good game. I've really been enjoying it. I kind of want to hop back on and play it later today, probably. But that's kind of like what I've been playing. There's other games I want to play on the Xbox too.
Yeah.
But I always toy with going back and forth between the two consoles. I don't know which one to play, but
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But,
you got both of them for that reason.
yeah.
so.
But it's like because I was so in love with the PS5. It's always pulling at me to kind of want to go back and play it. But
Yeah.
I got to get myself some time with the Xbox.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'd be cool if at some point in time, Golly, you and I did a review on both the consoles because you and I have them both. You know, we should probably like let the audience know what we think, give them a rating. You know, but
Yeah.
anyways, what you been playing, Mark?
Yeah, so for me, my Xbox has been collecting dust,
Yeah.
of course. But I've been playing my PlayStation a heck of a lot more. So
Same story, different person, right? Yeah.
but I'm in last gen world, guys.
Yeah,
Last gen
yeah.
world. So I still been playing a little Fallout 4.
course.
Dude, I'm in love with that game.
It's good, man.
Like
Sorry, let me stop you real quick. Do you have a PS4 Pro, or do you
I
have just a
have
PS4?
PS4 launch edition.
Oh, okay.
Courtesy to
Mhm.
Ray's Pops. Shout out to you. Thanks
Okay.
for selling it to
Yeah.
me for a good price. So just a launch one.
Okay.
But
It runs smooth.
it
right?
runs perfect. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
I bought like a little portable monitor. I was gonna bring it today to show you guys. I bought like a little 3K portable
That's
monitor.
cool.
It's not
Nice.
4K,
3K.
but it's a 13-inch.
Yeah.
So games on that thing look amazing because it's so small.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I had
Great
a,
pixel density, right? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But I've been playing Fallout 4 just because I love the build. Like, there's the main story mission but for some reason I don't really want to finish the story mission.
No, I know. We all experience that. You want to just keep exploring
Yeah,
the
yeah.
world.
Yeah, I'm just
That's-
messing around in the
Yeah.
world.
That's exactly what I was saying about Valhalla. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I love building my base. Like, for some reason, I love just getting NPCs,
Mhm.
inviting them to my base, and my main settlement is getting too big. So I just learned that you can send people to other settlements. So now I'm going to other settlements.
You have caravans between them too, right?
Yeah, so now I'm going to other settlements, trying to build those up,
Mhm.
and like and then once I'm like exhaust all my resources, I'm out of concrete crystals. I'm like, dang, I gotta go like find some.
Now I gotta go play the game. now.
Yeah, I gotta go
Like
do
the
some
main
missions
Gotta
to get
go
some
play the
things.
game. Darn, I don't want to play the game.
So at first I was like, why is there so many little knickknacks? Why is there like little fans? Why is there little, and then I learned, oh, you break those down into
Mhm.
materials. So now I'm like trying to with my eye like scan the rooms real quick, because there's certain
You
things.
pick up everything. That's like one of the main things I learned from like Fallout. You literally
Yeah.
pick up everything.
So that's what I do now. I literally pick up everything and then I'll just deposit it into that particular settlement,
Mhm.
Yeah.
keep my resources there. But I'm playing that still a little bit on the side. But I like the building aspect so much. I've been trying to like look up online. So please in the comments below, let me know if there's any games that just capture the building aspect. But I got that game Dragon Quest Builders 2. I haven't popped it in yet. Just because I
Mm.
read like it has some cool building aspects.
Okay.
Bro,
but
I'm
it's-
trying to play Grounded, man.
Yeah,
That has a huge building aspect.
that's true.
Let me
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
bro. I'm trying to play Grounded, man.
I'll let you
Well,
know.
you can play
You're
it.
right. You're right.
You need a
you're
group
right.
of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Nah, you
You don't need it, but it's a lot more fun when you
Yeah.
have people to play it with. So like,
Yeah, I need to.
I know you guys weren't necessarily like too enthralled with like Grounded. Like,
I
but I
think
really
for
enjoyed
me-
I mean, you grab that slave labor, right?
that. What?
I'm get all your friends in there to help you build it.
Well, I think you can have a world that you can like
Because
just
that's
save for
essentially how it
everything,
works, right?
but-
Because it's only one person's world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you just bring all your guys and as minions to help you collect and
But
build
if you're
everything up.
like always playing with that person on that one thing, you know what I mean? Like we can build like a
Yeah.
little town or whatever. Like,
That's true.
On anybody's server, it doesn't
Yeah,
really matter.
the
Oh, I
only-
guess you just call it your town together, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing
Especially
for
if you're
Grounded
never doing anything.
is
I
I was
guess
just
so,
waiting for
yeah.
more content to come out because it was kind of short.
But you can't join that world unless your friend who owns the world is on.
that will.
Where
Yeah.
like Mark, but like I want to play, but I can't because Marcus isn't online.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I mean, it's it's
Yeah.
like whoever is doing the thing most or whatever.
Mhm.
I'd only want to play it with you guys. I'll get in it. So if one of you guys wants to host it,
For
I'm
sure.
totally fine with that.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, Grounded, that is a great builder too. I'm
Mhm.
just excited for as they fully develop the game,
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll fix some of those complaints, because that was your complaint from the second you started playing. Like, wait a
Mhm.
second, when we started playing multiplayer. So I'm sure they'll fix it, as the game develops
I think it
more.
would just be
Hopefully.
cool, man. Like, if all of us, our home was able to be in the same world. Like, if I join your world, it teleported my home into your world.
That would be cool.
So I know
I would
know
like
in
that.
Fallout 76, because there's so many servers or whatever that if you're building a house in the same area that somebody else was building on, and your territories would conflict with each other, your
It
house
finds a
doesn't
different
pop
server,
up, so
right?
you would find a different location and drop it.
Oh, it
So,
just puts
but
it in your
picks
bag.
it- yeah, it
Whoever
just
was
picks
there
everything
first.
up and then-
Whoever was there first, right?
in that server.
Yeah, on
like
that
there's no
server.
guarantee you can
But
get
you
the
could-
same server,
But you could reload the server too.
yeah,
and it
yeah,
can
you
find you a new
could.
server,
yeah,
yeah.
if there was somebody already there and your thing is
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Like that'd be a great feature in Grounded. Really great.
yeah.
like, if you
especially
happen
if you
to-
know, like, okay, your house is right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move mine
Yeah,
right here.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
It just puts it in your bag or whatever, and you just press a button and it pops it in this area.
Right.
And that way we can all work together and have fun building our own houses with each other, sharing resources. You know, like
And they
that'd
have
be
a
a
good-
great
Yeah.
feature.
They have a good community, so I think if you were to mention it as something that you would really enjoy, like if you made it so like you could have your own sentiments and it's not all dedicated to like one person's gameplay, then they might add it in, later on. Who knows?
Yeah.
So they do respond to the
Yeah,
community.
it would
They have a
really
community
good. I
response.
really it'd shoot up big time in my book.
Mhm.
Big time in my book if they did a change like that.
Yeah.
Because that's how 76 works, and that's why I
Yeah.
enjoy 76. I mean, I enjoy 76. I got a bad rap, but I enjoy 76.
I need to go back
I don't
and
ever see you playing it.
I need to go back and play 76.
I haven't played in a long time because I got a lot of things to play.
'Cause we played it
but
together
I
that
played
one
it
day.
for a
It was-
while.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
You didn't know
I
what you
never
were
played
doing,
Fallout
yeah.
before, so I was kind of confused with like some stuff. So now I have a little bit more knowledge on builds, and because you guys were talking about what weapons were good, I just literally the first weapon I picked up,
Yeah.
pipe
Yeah, I
rifle.
mean that's how
Yeah.
you literally have to be for like
Yeah.
a while until
Mhm.
you start getting like your crafting up, and then
Mhm.
you're getting like other guns, that you find and stuff.
Yeah,
But
is the VAT system in 76?
Mhm.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
It's very different
it's weak,
though.
though.
It's not the
compared
same
to, like, the
because it's an
Fallout.
online game. You can't
Gotcha.
pause the world like
Because
you
VATS
can
is
in-
OP, man.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is.
That is fun.
'Cause
That's
I-
like almost the only way you shoot
It's
when you're
like
playing regular
it's-
Fallout.
it's OP.
That's the one reason why. Shout out to my boy Jeremy Tiny J. He loves Fallout. Like he's a Fallout nut.
Just
And
because
he-
of the VAT system.
But it's mainly because of the VAT system. Because he's not necessarily the greatest at first-person shooters.
Okay.
So this makes it accessible to him.
Oh yeah.
Right, because he can use the VAT system, and you could be OP with the VAT system,
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like it helps it. Yeah, it makes it much more enjoyable for a lot of people to play Fallout with the VAT system.
And VATS is how you get the stranger.
Yeah,
Fallout
the strangers
4.
from VATS.
Fallout.
Like
3.
if you're in VATS mode and
clicks-
you
he
hit
clicks with the
if you hit
VATS.
like a body part, it might just do a cutscene and cut to the stranger who just
So like
killed
a
the guy
critical-
for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
It
that
has
would
to
be like
be
your
in the
critical
VATS,
bonus
yeah.
that you get
I
is when the
see.
stranger comes out and then.
Okay.
takes 'em
Okay.
out.
I think there might be a stranger too in 76. I can't remember.
I think so,
but it's
I
not
don't-
as cool. It's
yeah,
not nearly
it's not
as cool.
activating the
Yeah.
same.
You
I
know.
don't think.
But
Yeah.
the one thing that's cool about 76 is just kind of like the VAT system. It just helps you target the character. So it's live action though. So you might hit a body part and you just shoot that one body part. But it makes it so you don't have to aim, right? You don't have to aim. But
Yeah.
it's very hectic because you're running and gunning. But
Yeah. I got some pistol because I found these railroad people, and then I joined the railroad guild or whatever. And after the first mission, I got this like pistol that's super OP. When you go into VATS, it like increases your chance to hit.
Ah.
Mm.
So
dude,
that
there's a vault.
Is it like a railgun or something?
it's just a silenced pistol, like a
Oh,
10 millimeter, a
okay.
little dinky pistol. But
There's a
that thing I
vault.
wrecked, dude.
Yeah.
that I discovered when I played Fallout 4.
Uh-huh.
I stumbled upon it and I let you know about the location of it. I mean, everyone knows about it now.
Yeah.
But when the game first launched and I was discovering, I found this vault. I told you about it, and there's a gun in there that you can buy, I think, or you can kill the guy and just loot it. That was so stinking OP. It was an assault rifle, and it was like a 3-round or 4-round burst or something like that. I don't remember, but it was like crazy strong OP. And I remember reading the little tooltip on what it did.
Yeah.
And I was shocked about how strong it was, and I was like, "You gotta get this weapon." And that gun kind of ruined that. That's the normal thing, right? When you get to be too strong, the game gets a little bit ruined, because like there's not as many reasons to hunt and find and search things. When you found that great perfect build, you're kind of like, okay, I'm kind of done, right? I'm
'Cause the
kinda
hunt's
done
over.
now. Yeah, the hunt's
Yeah.
over,
Damn.
But if you want that gun, I should tell you where it's at, and that gun is like the most OP thing in the game.
Because
But
for some reason, like I've been like a stealthy person this whole time.
yeah.
So when I got this pistol with the suppressor, and then
It's just up your
I
stealth game 1,000.
Up your stuff,
yeah,
you know?
and then all my stats I just put into like luck, agility, everything for sneaking. So now what I do is I just go into I crouch, I do VATS, I ping everybody once, and then I run away and I do VATS again. Because dude,
Yeah.
that sneak multiplier for me, because I upgraded the sneak, is ×3 for ninja.
Okay.
So with the pistol, I one shot people, pow, 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 because I do ×3.
Dude, that's what I did in Skyrim every time, right? I went up to the guys on the top of the mountain, and you hit them
In
from
Skyrim?
behind. Yeah, in Skyrim, The guys that shout. Do you guys
Yeah.
play Skyrim?
Yeah, it's
Not
been
really.
A long
You never
Oh,
played
time
Skyrim,
now.
dude. If you like Fallout, you gotta play Skyrim, man. But you go to the top of the mountain, and those guys are up there,
Mhm.
the shout guys. I don't remember what they're called. And if you they don't trigger if you hit them. Like it takes a lot of hits before they trigger combat with you. So what you do is while they're like sitting there praying or kneeling, you just crouch down, you enter sneak mode, and you just hit them from behind, and you build your sneak up, your sneak skill up, and your whatever weapon you're using to hit them up. And you just do that till you get 100 max sneak. And then you start the game. Basically, you start the game with 100 sneak maxed out.
Holy cow.
And dude, guys will not see you for the life of you.
You can be right in front
Dude,
of them, and just
you'll,
if it's a
you'll
little
walk
shadow.
over,
they ain't
dude.
seen
There's lots of videos on YouTube of people joking about it. But like you'll go into a zone and you'll crouch and you'll be right in the light and you might make some noise. What was that? And they'll literally run all right on top of you and they still won't see you.
Dang.
It's the weirdest thing, man. It's the weirdest
Damn,
thing.
that seems
If your sneak is
crazy.
100, and I play that whole game sneak. The way you're playing Fallout is how I play Skyrim, 100%
Oh, okay.
sneak. And yeah, you just the multiplier.
It's
just
crazy.
One shot hits with the bow and arrow or whatever.
Yeah.
You just one shot.
Because with the suppressed
everything,
pistol
dude.
that I got,
Yeah.
it increases the VATS chance by like 20. Like it makes it so you could just hit
Yeah, I
everybody.
think Jeremy uses sneak. He sneaks around too.
It's
Yeah.
fun that way. And then
It
I
is
have
pretty
I have
fun.
a super decked out pistol. When I get out of VATS, I just spray and pray with that weapon.
Yeah.
I like using the sniper rifle on those fulls.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
you can just
Oh,
scope 'em
yeah.
from long range, or like the hunting rifle with the like extra long scope.
Yeah,
Just pop
I
heads
always
off from,
enjoyed
like,
the
way
hunting
far
rifle a
away.
lot. Like even in Fallout 76, I love the hunting rifle.
Yeah,
Like it's one
yeah.
of my favorite weapons.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's fun too to go and play a game of Fallout melee only. That's fun too. Like going a straight melee build, that's a lot of fun as well. There's lots of cool different builds you can do in Fallout.
I might do
but
that on my next playthrough.
Yeah, on your next playthrough, try doing
Yeah.
a melee only and see.
But
how
yeah,
you
but
like it.
also I've been playing, Risk of Rain 2. I was talking to you
Mhm.
guys earlier about that. So that's a
Right.
really fun game. I'm trying to just do all the achievements now. The first difficulty was really cool, and then I unlocked the huntress, and to me she's OP because her one ability is just a dash like everyone else. She teleports through like a
Mhm.
blink. Her second ability is she throws like some sort of like glaive, and then like up to 6 enemies, it just keeps bouncing off of them, and it does more damage. So it's a
Okay.
decent, but her
AoE attack.
her third ability is really good. She jumps in the air, and then she aims a circle AoE somewhere, and then it's like a barrage of arrows. But the cool thing is because you jump up, it's a great second dodge, and then you're like kind of immune to some bosses for a little bit because you're just high in the air. And the cool thing is you can use it as a second jump. So a lot of times I'll blink. If I'm trying to cross like a super far gap where you
Mhm.
can't really jump across, I'll open with the blink.
A
So I'm
jump.
like in the middle of like nothing, and then I'll do the jump in the eye, and then I'll aim with my AoE,
and then blink again.
and then I'll just be spamming my jump, and then
On
I'll
the cooldown.
and then I'll
Ah.
blink again. So like you could cross like big distances
That's
with her.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That one ability opens all those.
Yeah, because
possibilities.
like I said, there's a lot of bosses like on the harder difficulty where you can actually get like the first boss in each stage can actually do damage to you.
Yeah.
So I use that thing, I'll use my blink as a dodge, and then if they're about to channel something big, I'll use that as a second dodge because you just go up in the air for like 5 seconds and you're just chilling up there.
And that game's big about kiting large
Oh,
mobs.
yeah.
So once you feel like you have a nice mob kited, you just do that jump and barrage them dead.
Yeah,
That's cool,
exactly.
man.
So-
That's cool. I never tried her.
So she tried her out.
I tried a
She's good.
few. I
She's
tried
good.
a lot of the different ones, but I never tried her. And at least if I did, I never thought about using it in
Yeah.
that way.
And I didn't try any other characters except for the starting characters, but her auto attack, it like it goes to people. You don't even got to aim. Are
Yeah,
other
it's
people like that?
homing. No, they're not like that. Although the guy that drops the turrets, his turrets are self-automating and they target everything perfectly.
Got you.
So they're kind of like auto attack as well. But like the little R2D2 guy, who shoots it's not homing. You have to actually target on the thing.
Got you.
But hers are like, yeah, they home, right? That's pretty neat.
Her ability just like homes at people, so you don't even have to aim. So I just max my movement speed, and I'll just like run circles around people, and then I'll just keep my crosshair in their direction and just hold the button down, and she'll just be. I don't even have to aim at them. So she's like,
You really enjoy that character.
yeah. I need
huh?
to try the other characters though, because I
Yeah.
know I'm doing the game a disservice.
There are a lot of fun. Like every character that
Yeah.
I've played has been fun, and there's been like unique aspects to all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one I seem to not play at all anymore is the opening character, the Commando. He's
Oh
so
yeah.
weak.
He seemed kind of. I liked his little stun ability, but
He's got great utility for like a new player. It feels normal. Like when you play him, it's very normal shooter.
Straightforward.
Yeah, and you fire a missile and you run or whatever. So it's really normal and easy. But his ceiling is really low, so it's kind of hard to be very successful with him. You gotta get like the perfect items on your run to really be successful with him.
But anyways, that's what I've been playing. What about you, Godly? What you been up to?
Yeah, so I was playing some Valhalla, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Mhm.
So I had finished. I gave up on Miles Morales trying to get all those
After that
platinums and
happened,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, and so I moved over to that, and I was playing that for a cool minute. Doing some of the main missions, trying to do some of the random assassinations that are available. On the list after you've
Mhm.
like uncovered some of their secrets or whatever to find out like who they are. But I was having this point of like a wall of kind of like where it was starting to get like
Tedious,
boring,
yeah.
tedious, like not as fulfilling as I thought it would be. Just because like we were talking about earlier, like every item that you can get can eventually be a legendary.
Mhm.
So there's nothing spectacular
Mhm.
about the items. They just have like some ability on them or whatever, and then you just level them up. But my issue is being able to level them up and then what's going on around me. So for instance, there's like a quest where you have to declare a territory that you're going to try to get them to aid you in your conquest or whatever of England. And you have to go and meet your brother. And he's up in this city. It's they got some weird ass names. So it's like
Yeah.
Lessindustry or something like that, but it's like right above that on the map. Forgive me because I don't remember every city. But on the pathway there, I've always been an explorer, so I like to see what's nearby that I
Mhm.
can check out while I'm headed that way, because I don't necessarily want to pass the same locations twice.
Yeah.
I don't want to run through this area and then like, oh, come back here because I forgot something. I want to try to eradicate everything in here and then keep moving forward. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So
I sometimes just grab the tower site or whatever, the synchronization site,
the
and
bird,
then come back later.
right.
As long as I got that,
Yeah, sometimes like while I'm passing through, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do this, and then I'll try to synchronize so that I have that fast travel
Mhm.
point, and then I'll hop down and search the area. But I was attempting to get to this area because I wanted to try to progress the story just a little bit. I was exploring enough, and I wanted to see what else the story was going to give me. And so while I was on the way, I saw like 2 raid spots. And so there was one really close to the location, the city that I wanted to go to, and then there was another one to the right of that on the
You
map.
just crossed into the red
So-
zone, right?
So I was going, and I didn't want to go to the one far away, so I'm like, I'll go to this one that's right by it. I'll sack this place, get my supplies and stuff, and then I'll head over to here. So I'm passing through here, and I get there, and everybody's skull is red. But I mean, I've seen a lot of red skulls before, so I'm just playing. So after my 3rd time of getting smashed on because I just went too deep into this area and didn't have enough rations
Mhm.
available to try to recoup my health, I happened to pop up the map and look exactly where I'm at and see what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
Turns out I'm in a 250 area.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
And I'm only like 50 something. So like I'm only got a power level
Damn.
of like 51, 54 or something like that. And I'm sitting here trying to do this thing that's telling me, hey, it should be a 250 power level
Damn.
before you go up in here. So I mean, the weapons and gear that I have are like, I guess, legendary status already because they were like some Twitch, Amazon free thing that you got if you have
Mhm.
like Amazon Prime. You can go to Twitch gaming, and then they'll give you like free stuff when you like sign in, like link your accounts and all that stuff. So I had like some Carthaginian
You got that
outfit or
spear
something
too,
like
right?
that.
That
Yeah,
Carthaginian.
so it
That's
gave me
one of
the
the
whole.
That's like the best spear in the game, though. You got the best spear in the game right there.
Oh, okay, because it's a 2-handed spear,
Yeah.
and it wrecks.
You need one more spear though. You haven't found another spear.
Well, it's a 2-handed spear, so I can
All
only
spears
wield
are
it.
two-handed.
Oh,
They
but
all
you
are
can
that
wear
way.
you can wield them.
Yeah, there's
two
a
at the same time?
there's
Or
a
there's a
skill
perk?
you can get that lets
Oh,
you dual
okay.
wield two-handers.
Oh wow.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I was
Yeah,
thinking that
that's the
there
one
was
you need to get.
one-handed spears that you
Oh,
could
okay, yeah,
acquire,
yeah.
and then there was two-handed
In the
spears,
in
kind of
in,
like the swords or
in
something.
the might constellation of skills,
Oh, so
there's
you got to go up in the tree.
it's up left.
Ah,
Go to
okay.
the left.
I haven't gone up left. I've been going like left down.
This
You know what I mean?
the
So, like, the
assassination
assassination
zone.
area and
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
did
that.
that too.
Yeah, and then the bow or something like that. But yeah, so I was just running around with this spear and I was doing guys in. And you know, you go into this church, you have to, in order to get in there, you have to start the raid. So your save is
Yeah.
there,
Mhm.
and that's where it begins. And you might go down starting off with like a cool like 10, 12 people on the upper level. And as you keep going down,
You're
each
losing
deck,
guys. Yeah.
your numbers are
Mhm.
really diminishing, or they're getting taken out
Mhm.
quicker. And you know, it's like little exclamation points, icons or whatever over your guys' heads saying you got to revive them. But they're in the thick of like 3 or 4 guys, and so you can't just run over there and revive them. You're gonna get ransacked.
Right.
So that was the problem I was having, and it's kind of annoying that you're literally like, if you just veered a little to the right of this pathway that they've given you to go to, you're like in a zone that's not even like you're not even qualified for. So I've got an area
Mhm.
that I'm in, which is a 20 power level, and I'm already OP'd over that. But to the left of it, you've got a 90 power zone, and then right up above it is a 250, and you can easily
Mhm.
cross it. There's no notification or anything telling you, hey, 250 power level required. You know, maybe you should turn back.
Mhm.
So that was kind of annoying.
Yeah, the layout
So,
of the map and the power level zones aren't as intuitive as you would think, right?
right, yeah,
would
you would
think-
think that a
yeah.
whole island or
Yeah.
area would technically be like a certain power level or give you close,
Mhm.
and then you'd move to certain zones
Yeah.
later on that would be those
Be
higher power
250.
levels. But they're giving you the whole
Like
map
the
right
further
there, and if you
deeper
want to
you
explore
go
it, you
in,
can.
it's gonna
higher.
be harder
Yeah.
and harder, right?
Yeah,
Rather
because
than-
that is
yeah.
weird. Because how many hours have you put into the game? Would you say?
Maybe like 6, maybe a little bit
So
more.
6 and
I
you're
haven't been counting.
50, and there's already 250 areas adjacent. That's crazy.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, there's 90 areas. So
Maybe
like
that's
I
their
said,
way-
I've seen plenty
yeah.
of red skulls just because I like to
Yeah.
explore in the areas that's kind of close by. But
You're really close though to entering the 90 areas. You're like 50 something, right?
Maybe that's
yeah,
the game.
At
to being
60,
able
you
to
can
enter the
enter.
90 areas.
No, as for the red skulls to drop away. You can enter any area.
Right.
I
right,
mean,
right.
being able to go in there and just
and survive.
yeah, and be normalized.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the developer's way to show like you a path of where you're supposed to go. Maybe on the map.
Yeah,
Maybe
it
that's like a
is.
rail
It
method.
is.
Like
It
okay, you're
is.
supposed to.
It is, but it's not as intuitive because you're right. Like some higher zones are closer to your early zone than you would think they should be.
Yeah.
So you could just
Um,
walk over like he was saying, and it doesn't like show you on the map or any.
Well, yeah.
no,
like,
it shows you on the map that you're entering.
Is it like a mini map that shows you like? A
No,
red border
not on a
here?
mini
No.
map. There isn't on the mini map. Only on the big map. So
Ah.
you'd have to look at the big map to know where
Gotcha.
you're at.
Right,
yeah.
but you also have to be paying attention. Like you have to, the map is like small little segments and whatnot that's divided, but you only see those divisions once you scroll over it.
Yeah.
So, like if you just pop up, look at the map, your crosshair or whatever is where you're at. So you're looking around and you just see things, but until you move over to it
with your cursor.
with your cursor, then you see, oh, there's a power level and it gives it to you in
I
red.
see.
Whereas like there's been other games and maps where they were divided and they had color blockings on it, telling you, like, hey, you probably shouldn't go over here because there's a higher power level
Yeah,
that's
that would've
required.
been really
I mean,
nice,
even
color
Fallout,
blockings.
76 or whatever would give you like a, this is like a certain, level that would just be way too high for you or whatever. You can
Yeah.
go, but
There's
it'd be way
numbers or
too
whatever
high.
on
Yeah.
the map, for you
Right.
to see.
So I
Yeah.
mean that part was a little annoying. So I kind of got I guess discouraged
Yeah.
from exploring in a
Mm,
sense because
sucks.
of that. And then I started to get bored.
Damn.
And so then I was like on the search for trying to find like another game to possibly play to like, give me some time off of
Mhm.
Valhalla so that I
Mhm.
can come back a little
Mhm.
refreshed and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I still didn't I didn't manage to come across one. I ended up just going to watch some anime or something.
Damn.
But I was kind of interested in playing Final Fantasy 15. Because they have like the Royal Edition.
Oh, you would enjoy that.
And
you should
what
fire that up.
I didn't realize that I thought PlayStation was the only one giving it to you for free.
Game Pass, too.
But Game Pass is also giving it to you for free.
Mhm.
But it's about to
leaving,
leave
though. Yeah,
on Game
right.
Pass.
Yeah, it's
So
leaving.
I was like, oh, I could just play this on it. But then I was like, oh, it's about to leave. So
But you have it in the library, the collection, on your PS5.
yeah. So
Mhm.
I'm just gonna play it on my PS5. But I was like thinking, oh, I'll start it here. But I just looked it up, and if you've started something on Game Pass and then
Oh,
they
the save
remove it from
carries
Game
over?
Pass, then you don't get
Oh,
to keep it.
snap.
Like
Yeah,
it's,
good
the
thing you
game
didn't
is
start it.
gone. You just
Good
have your
thing-
save, and you'd have to buy the
Good thing
game
you
there.
didn't start it. Then,
Yeah,
right?
so but I definitely took a mental note, like, oh, I'll just go back to my PlayStation 5 and then play that. You know what I mean?
You'll enjoy that one. That's a good one.
I also did I still haven't played Days Gone, and then I did want to play Monster Hunter. So I'm probably just gonna end up
I'll do
gravitating towards
15.
my PlayStation 5 again. really
yeah,
quick.
Fantasy 15 though is really good though. Better than those
Yeah.
two games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know it was supposed to be like really good. So
Yeah, better than
um,
Monster Hunter and Days Gone. For
Really?
sure.
the only
Yeah,
reason
big
why
time.
I wanted to play
Big time.
them was because they're so old, and I figured I could probably get through Days Gone, fairly quick,
Yeah.
and then beat that, and then move on.
That's a good
As
point.
opposed to like playing 15, where I'll probably be on it for a good minute. So if there's like another game that pops up, I'd just be leaving another game that's like half finished
Right.
or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So I was
yeah.
thinking of more of like
I'm
a
definitely
completionist
in
type
a
of
rut
thing.
because I feel like I've played almost every PS5 game there is.
There's
I've
not
played
You
Dark
haven't played
Demon
Days Gone,
Souls,
though, have you?
but PS5 games. I've played
Oh,
Demon
okay.
Souls. I've played Godfall. I played Spider-Man Morales. I played a little bit of Bugsnax.
What'd you think of Bugsnax? Did you like it at all?
Nah.
Was it your forte?
Nah, I mean, I see a little bit there that's
Of allure?
fun,
Mhm.
but there isn't. It's just puzzles. So like, you don't get
so.
anything for completing quests. You don't get anything for like doing anything. You're just doing it to do it
Right.
because it's kind of fun to collect the
So there's
bugs.
no leveling up or anything.
There isn't like a leveling system. Like
You
yeah,
get
so,
gadgets though, don't you, to like hunt these
yeah,
creatures with?
you get them as you progress through the storyline. They give you more things.
Right.
But it's not like you're exploring and finding new ways to
Mm.
make yourself more powerful and a better hunter. At least not that I've experienced yet.
Right.
And so I kind of got turned off by that because I just got to playing Demon Souls. You know,
Yeah,
like a
I hear
nine,
you.
You want a
9.5.
challenge.
Like
Yeah.
I want something good. Like you just had like a great dinner or whatever. You're not gonna go down and eat, McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's like I want that again, right? How do I find that again? So I'm kind of in that little slump of trying to find something fun.
Right.
But the Void Bastards was pretty darn good, so I think I'm gonna jump back into that.
Nice.
Okay.
But I am hunting for something to play on the PS5 because I've played Final Fantasy 15. Like
Mhm.
that would be a great one to play. I wish I owned Final Fantasy 7 because I don't own that
Oh, the
one, and that
remake.
one might be cool because that one's everyone praises that one.
Yeah.
And
I think I
never
got
played it.
the old school PlayStation disc if you want to try it.
No,
man.
I'm talking about the
remake,
remaster,
yeah.
man. The remake. Yeah, I want to play
Yeah.
the remake.
Yeah, I
you
got
know?
that six disc set, man.
I remember that.
Check
I
it
remember
out.
that jewel case.
I think isn't Hitman that was at one point in time a PS Plus game, right? The Hitman, the first one,
Yeah,
'Cause I
Hitman
would
1
like to
and
play
2.
that,
You could
because
you could've
Hitman
gotten
3 is
it.
getting some darn good reviews right now.
Yeah.
And so
I know it had a little launch
And-
bugs, but
yeah, I
with
heard
the
it's
server.
bad on VR though.
Well, I was actually interested in playing it and possibly getting it for the VR
Right.
aspect, just to play it VR. But then I found out that you actually don't use the Move controllers or anything similar
use
to
the
that.
actual
You have to
controller.
use the
Yeah.
controller. And I was like, that's kind of bust. I don't really want to hold a controller and then like hold my arms forward to
Yeah.
like do things. So I was like, all right,
I heard
out.
it's not very good on VR, unfortunately.
damn.
I heard it's only like 5 or 6 levels or something like that you play on. They're big.
I heard they're big
but,
though, but yeah,
But yeah, it's like
Hmm.
small amount of levels, and then like
but they're big.
some of
and
the
you-
levels are
yeah.
are from like 2 and 1. So you know what I mean.
People love it,
maybe
though,
I'll
but
pick
yeah,
it
I
up
know.
if it's like
I know.
$10 or something like that. And that's
Yeah.
just no flag on Hitman, but I'm not that enthusiastic about
Yeah.
Hitman to like want
Yeah.
to go and buy it like that. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, if push comes to shove, man, I still never finished Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, and I still wanted to play another VR game.
Oh, I
No
haven't
Man's
played-
Sky.
No Man's
I
Sky.
still
I
wanted to
haven't
play No
played-
Man's Sky.
Oh yeah, No Man's Sky,
In
and I
VR.
still need to play Astro's Playroom as well.
Yeah, you
that was
should.
in-
I need to
Included, right?
play that one
was
through.
fun.
Yeah, I need to play that one through. I don't
And
know.
that's
I haven't-
probably the only game that will literally utilize every aspect of
That's
the
dope.
controller right now.
So
There's
other
nothing
than that, like I've
utilizing
played
it.
literally everything I could on the PS5, and it's
Mhm.
like, darn, I'm already hungry
Damn,
for more
dude.
PS5
That was quick.
games.
That was quick
was
for you.
quick, man.
That was good.
That was quick. Yeah. I mean, there were like 3. Although I haven't like played Godfall to its completion.
Yeah.
I played Demon Souls and Spider-Man Morales to its completion. I haven't played Godfall to its completion, so I guess I can throw that back in there and play with that a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I was super annoyed by the boss fight, and so it's kind of turned me off a bit.
Gotcha.
So maybe I'll hop back in that and play that because that's a next-gen game.
Because
I want more
Gearbox,
next-gen games.
Gearbox made that one, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Gearbox made Risk of Rain too, I think, also.
No, that's a different. That's an indie developer.
Oh.
Gearbox is Borderlands.
No, I think they made Risk of Rain too.
No.
Because I saw it on the low screen and I was
I
tripping.
don't think so, dude.
All right, let me look it up real
All right.
quick. if you guys
Anyways.
want.
But yeah, so but speaking of next gen though, I was hearing something about like a Naughty Dog like type of fantasy game or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, did you hear about that?
Yeah. So a couple things like Naughty Dog, put out a.
What was it?
Yeah, he's right, but it is it's published by Gearbox. Oddly enough,
okay.
it says
Oh,
it says it's
okay.
Hopo Games
Hopo
published.
Games. That's right. Hopo Games.
Published by Gearbox. I just
Okay,
saw Gearbox when I
yeah.
loaded the game, and I was
Okay.
like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Risk of Rain's great. Even the first one's great too. If you have a chance
I
to
need
play
to
the
try
first
it.
one, you
I need to
probably
try
really
it.
enjoy the first
'Cause
one.
it
It's
came with
different.
both,
Yeah.
so.
It does come with both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try the first one. You'll really enjoy that too. A little different experience, but a lot of fun still. But yeah, they released a flyer or a notice that they're hiring
Okay, I saw that.
Naughty Dog
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and it's for a new IP,
IP.
right? So, and then you had this leak from the senior art director from Naughty Dog,
Right.
right? He's not just like an artist for Naughty. He's like the
He's
senior.
not Joe Schmo.
Yeah,
trying
he's
to
the
get a
senior,
job.
right? Director of the of these fantasy style artworks, like medieval swords and shields and armor.
Yeah.
And they look Naughty Dog-ish.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like this is what Naughty Dog would draw and this would be it.
yeah.
And it just immediately got me like super excited because my first thought was like, for one, I just got done playing Demon Souls, right? And so my mind and my heart
Medieval
is like
stuff
in
is
that
there,
world right
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, what if Naughty Dog tried to do like what
Dang.
From Software does and like make, try to compete in that realm because they could do it. They could do
Could
it.
you imagine their storytelling in like
Yeah.
a medieval
Oh,
world
dude.
with
Yes.
like fantasy and exploration? That would be
Yes.
fire.
That's
That'd be so
right. And
dope.
so I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I don't know why, but it never crossed my mind to think of them trying to enter that realm.
Because they've
Yeah.
been doing like real life.
It's
scenarios
always
and
real
sets,
life. Yeah,
you know
it's
what I
never like
mean?
fantasy.
Yeah,
Always.
yeah.
I mean, of course, it's fantasy to jump from a plane and a burning building and a bus while you're falling off the side of a cliff, right?
Yeah.
But it's always like plausible, normal people doing these ridiculous things.
Yeah, it's like
They
Die
never
Hard or something like that.
yeah, they
you know
never
what I mean?
got into like might and magic, and so like I don't know why. I don't think any of us ever even thought that Naughty Dog would ever
Nope.
even consider that direction.
No.
And so to see that happen was just like, oh my gosh, what if? Kind of like, bringing up the possibilities and like they could though. Like if there's anyone out there that could produce what like From Software does, Naughty Dog could do it on like that same great gameplay. I'm not
Mhm.
just talking about like the story, but like gameplay, because
Mhm.
that's what Dark Souls and Demon Souls are, I think, are masterclass at. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
the gameplay.
There's not really a story in like Demon Souls.
The
and
story
Dark
is the
Souls.
world,
right?
And
right.
it's a great, rich, deep story.
Mhm.
I've sat and watched like hours of videos about Dark Souls lore, just because I love it so much that I want to know more. What's wrong with this world?
And that's the only way to really know what's going on.
And
unless
that is
you
the
can
only way.
decipher
Yeah.
everything. But like you
Like-
literally have to have somebody tell you
Yeah.
what's happening.
Like you kind of got a sense, right? Okay, this is a broken world. It's been invaded by these demons.
yeah.
I'm like turning that way too, right? And I'm killing these things to destroy these things that have invaded this world. You kind
Yeah.
of get that sense.
Yeah, you get
And
an
it's a
inkling
medieval
of
cell-
it, but you don't
But
get
you don't
like, the full
understand where they
breakdown.
came from, why it's like this, why do I keep resurrecting, what is this location, where do these
Right.
bonfires come from, all these things you have no clue about.
Nope.
Where Naughty Dog would like explain it all too, and it would be just as good.
Yeah.
But my thought is also like the combat and the gameplay could be just as high quality.
Mhm.
And then we had the announcement from that art director. No, this is not an IP that we're working on.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I buy it. I just don't know if I buy it because they're so secretive.
Yeah.
That company is so secretive that they get really anal when any of their stuff leaks, man.
Yeah.
Any little tidbit.
Not too much stuff leaks from them.
not
I mean,
too much
you know,
stuff
they had
leaks
the,
from
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
They had The Last of Us 2 leak. That was pretty detrimental.
And I remember how upset they
Oh,
were.
the ending linked, right? Or what leaks exactly?
The whole damn
the whole
script
story.
for the game
The whole
had,
script
had
leaked.
leaked.
Yeah.
And so they were pretty pissed about that. And they were doing
I
what they
would be
could to
too.
get it off of the net.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But, you know, once it's on the internet,
Yeah,
everybody's
it's
done.
got
It's
it.
done.
Someone
Yeah.
archived
Somebody took a
it.
screenshot
Yeah.
It's done.
Or
Once it
saved
gets out there, someone got it. Yeah,
the
now it's going
moment
to
it
just
touches,
perpetuate. Yeah,
you
exactly.
finished, yeah.
Exactly.
So,
So I just thought that was like incredible news. Like if that happens, and here's another thing: if that's the truth and that's not like what they're actually working on, I hope from all the a lot of
That
people
they
are
start
hyped
something.
about it
Yeah.
and see like the desire for it. That actually maybe we should.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
Maybe we should try this.
Second
You know,
thought.
and I think they would make tons of money. It would be a huge fan favorite. I would be so happy if they did that.
Yeah.
So that's like my new hope now in the next couple of years to hopefully hear something along those lines from Naughty Dog. But did you think anything of it when you read
So
it? dude?
when I saw the screenshot, it kind of reminded me of I don't know why. I'm not a big Game of Thrones fan, but for some reason I thought of Game of Thrones.
Bro,
Okay. Yeah,
I got the same feeling
That's
too.
funny,
With
'cause
that,
Naughty
with
Dog
that
with the
chick sitting on the
storytelling.
rock,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
sword, and then the dragon and whatnot, and a couple other people. It
Mhm.
seemed like some wildlings and then some other
Yeah.
stuff going
Yeah.
on. Like,
yeah.
I definitely got Game of Thrones. Like,
Yeah, so
tingling.
that's what I thought of, and then my mind started racing. Like I started thinking of all the games that Naughty Dog made, and I was like, yeah, why don't they make games in other settings
Yeah.
other than real life?
Yeah.
So I'm sure that the people that work there, I'm sure they have ideas for days. You know what I mean?
And things they're itching to work on.
So
right?
maybe the
Yeah.
senior art director is just he's jotting out his ideas. And maybe this is his way of just like putting something out there and see. I told you this is what they
Yeah.
want. Everyone's going crazy
Yeah.
because I was thinking about it long and hard.
Yeah.
He like, let me leak some shit so I can
Yeah.
get a job, right?
He
He's
took
like,
it to his own
let
hands.
me get
Yeah.
a new-
Yeah.
let me
Took
get
it
a
into
new
his own
task.
hands.
Because
yeah.
think about it, he's a senior guy. He's not gonna leak something. His butt will be fired. They sign NDAs and all this stuff.
Right.
So he's not that dumb.
Right.
An intern
But,
or
I mean, if you good, right? Like if you
They're not gonna let you go. But yeah, I know.
Go ahead and fire
Yeah,
me so
yeah,
somebody else can
yeah.
scoop me up,
I'm
pay
fine.
me more, and
I'm
then I
fine.
can just do
Yeah.
everything that I wanted to
I'm
do.
fine.
There.
I'm well known enough. Like
All right.
I'm not
People
hurting.
be
Yeah.
willing to risk that.
Yeah.
but
So
I don't know.
So that was my rationale. I was like, he's just trying to test the waters with his other ideas.
Mm.
So people pick it up. Everyone's going crazy.
Yep.
And now he's like, see, I told you.
Yeah.
So maybe they're now at the drawing board and like, all right,
Yeah.
for our new game, let's consider other things. So I think it was just a way of him, getting some buzz. And I think he was successful. Or was it he or she? I don't remember.
A he.
was a
he.
It's
Okay.
a he. Yeah. I
Um,
can't remember his name, but it was a he. Yeah.
So he
Joe
was
Johnston
successful.
or
He
something.
was
Joe
he
Johnston.
was successful at stirring the pot at getting people
totally,
riled up
dude.
because everyone's mind was just going everywhere.
I think even if like what you're saying is true, like okay, let's try a different direction. Like even if they may not even if they went in the space direction or like the fantasy direction or any direction, right? Other than like the real life, I think would be super exciting.
Yeah.
Any other direction, right?
Nam.
Fong Nam, yeah.
Hong
Hong Young.
Nam. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So shout out to that guy. So
Yeah, shout out to Duke.
Yeah.
so yeah,
Was it-
but it was cool. But yeah, I'm kind of glad he came out, and I think he says the inspiration was Valhalla, right? He said
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed was
Yeah.
Valhalla was his inspiration. And I'm kind of glad that he did come out and say something, because then everyone would just be speculating,
Constantly.
Rumors be going
speculating.
wild.
Yeah, I'm sure, and he's probably halfway right. Where these aren't the exact. You can kind of say that no, these aren't really. But I think that they are working on something that's new
Yeah.
and not like you said, like it's in a different direction. I think that they are, and maybe it's not these exact drawings or this exact setting. We don't know, but it's definitely something
Yeah,
new.
something.
And and he definitely stirred the pot, man.
Yeah.
He stirred the pot.
So,
Yeah, I'm definitely like I'm definitely into like fantasy and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
like I
dude.
like
That's
those
our
type of
favorite.
games and
Yeah.
whatnot, But to see Naughty Dog finally remove themselves from a Uncharted or a Last of Us, and try something complete different would be really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
A new IP period is just really exciting,
Mhm.
because you never know where they're gonna take it, where any place is gonna take it. But I just I would really look forward to playing something that tells as great a story as Naughty Dog has been telling
In a different
in a
setting.
fantasy
yeah,
type
absolutely,
of world.
man.
Because I
Absolutely.
could see it just being a really great game. I
Yeah.
don't think ever since they got away from making like Crash Bandicoot, and there's no like slander against Crash Bandicoot,
Right,
but it's
right.
just
Crash is
it's
good.
just like a cool little platformer. It's like easy game. But you know, like the storytelling and stuff that they've done, that they did in Uncharted, and then moving that to The Last of Us and whatnot. Like those games, you know, almost nothing compares to it. So for them to have a new bar to set in a fantasy world is like, you know, that's really interesting. I would
Yeah,
love to see
super
that.
exciting, man. Like
So-
I hope. I do wish we got games more frequently from them. It feels like we get one game a generation,
Yeah.
but
Hey.
they're so good.
Every couple of years, right? We get like a game from them.
Not even a couple, man. It's like once a generation. Like once every 5-7 years, we get a game from them. It seems
Well,
like.
wasn't it in
I guess
PlayStation 4?
we got.
Wasn't there quite
I guess
a
we
few
got Uncharted
Uncharteds?
4. I guess you're right.
Yeah, there's
we got
Uncharted 4.
one.
There's this.
I think 3 was on on PlayStation 3, right?
Was it?
I think Uncharted
Yeah.
4 was on PlayStation 4, and then Last of Us 2 was on PlayStation 4. So we got 2 games in the generation.
No, you got 3. What was? There's the like a.
Last of Us 2, technically. It was on PlayStation 4 as well.
No,
That's
no,
what I
no.
said. Yeah.
After Uncharted 4, there was like a little spin-off with the girl character.
Oh,
That was a little game, right? I
That
didn't
was
play.
like a whole like
I know
5
what you're
minutes.
talking about. That I didn't
That was
count
his
that.
kid.
That's DLC essentially.
Yeah.
But I
that's
know what
DLC.
you mean.
Okay.
It is.
was like the Lost Cities
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
Uncharted 4. I think like
Oh,
the
you're
Lost,
talking about that
the
extra
Lost
stuff
Legacy or
with
something
the
like
two
that.
chicks, the 2 women.
Yeah, Lost Legacy or
Okay.
something like that. But that was a spin-off game. You're right. I don't know if I would count it as like Miles Morales level, because I do consider Miles Morales as a game. At first, I wasn't sure if I consider that or just DLC.
It's a
But
lot
I think
shorter
it's a
than the
game.
reg-
It's a
the
lot
regular
shorter than like
Spider-Man
a full
PS4,
game.
but-
Yeah.
But I think it was enough there that I would say that's a game. That's a game on its own. You know, I don't know if that would be, but you're
Oh,
right.
okay.
That's like a half game. So we got like 2.5 things from them. So, and when did we get Uncharted 4? How many years? Do you remember how many years into the cycle?
thought it was
Was
2016,
it
no?
3 years into the cycle?
Oh, okay, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I thought
I
it
think
was,
that's 3 years into the cycle.
Oh yeah,
I think
because
that's
November 2013.
Yeah, I think
was-
that's I think it was 3 years into the cycle.
Okay.
We got Uncharted 4. I loved Uncharted 4, man. It was
That
so
was in
good.
2016.
Yeah,
Okay, so 3
2016.
years.
Okay.
So we can expect something probably 2023, 2024 from them, I
Yeah.
guess.
And I feel like they're probably gonna keep remastering their games.
Yeah,
so we'll
we're gonna
probably
get
get
Last of Us remastered.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
and Uncharted 3 was definitely PlayStation 3.
Yeah, I remember that being PlayStation 3. So it was The Last of Us.
Yeah.
We got all the Uncharted's were on PlayStation 3. We got 1 through 3 and The Last of Us from Naughty Dog all on the PlayStation 3
It's impressive.
generation,
It's impressive.
which is really cool. I wish we got 4 games from them a generation every time, man.
Yo,
Yeah.
Uncharted has gotten like best PS3 game, like
Every time.
Every time.
I
yeah.
believe
It's
it.
come
That
out,
was-
it's
that
best
was
They're
cool.
PS3
really
game.
good, man. I mean, I
Yeah.
know you're
They set the
you are
bar.
a huge fan of those.
on PlayStation. Yeah, for sure.
They're just so good. They're just
Yeah.
them. You know, you have a few studios, right? From Software, Naughty Dog, that are just like masters. They're
Yeah.
in a whole league of their own, better than everyone else. Way better than UB. Way better than EA. But UB and EA are good. But
Yeah.
these guys are just like in a whole nother tier.
Yeah,
Let's say
Uncharted.
UB's good. EA, nah.
I agree. Yeah, UB's good. I really enjoy
UB's good.
UB.
Yeah.
They're a high tier, but Naughty Dog from Software, some of these developers are just in like
S tier.
Yeah, they're S tier. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
tier
Yeah,
0.
Uncharted
you know?
started in
Yeah.
2007. That's when the first IP released.
Yeah.
And that was on the PlayStation 3. So
Mhm.
they dropped
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
And in
And
Last of
4.
Us.
Well,
4
1,
was
2,
on
and 3
4.
was
And
on
the
3.
Vita.
Yeah.
And then
And the
Four.
Vita.
Oh, there was a Vita
Golden-
one too.
Golden
You're
Sun. I
right.
bought that
yeah,
one
you're
too,
right.
so
There
yeah,
was a-
that
there
one was on the
there
Vita.
was
Still want to play them.
Wow. Let's hope we get that this cycle. I hope we get something the next couple years from them rather than 3-4 year wait. I
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah.
I
you
mean,
know?
is Naughty Dog owned by PlayStation?
Yeah.
That's a Sony.
That's a Sony.
Entertainment, right?
That's a Sony studio. Yeah.
So I mean, with all of these different studios getting bought, do you think that there would be more bodies put on like certain titles from like all kinds of other studios to give like their specialties, their specialists, in there
I
to
don't
be able
know.
to create more games?
I mean, with Housemark, they definitely threw money at them. So maybe they got some.
you seen
I
the
don't
budget
know.
for Returnal or something?
No, but clearly
They
Yeah.
trying
they
to
spent
back
more
it.
money on this.
Yeah.
Like clearly, it's not as much
That's
as
true.
like
I
Naughty
wonder
Dog.
what
I don't
Returnal
think,
is
but
like.
Especially because they're
clearly-
gonna try to charge.
and
what,
especially
70?
because they're charging $70 for that thing, man.
They're like, we put too many people in this.
We got to get this money back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah. So how we feeling about PlayStation 5 trying to come back in full effect, man?
They're back.
They shouldn't have been so scared. They should have been like the other guys. Sue us.
Nah,
yeah,
sometimes you
we
gotta-
said that from the start.
Sometimes you gotta be a little cautious, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if it probably could have been like 2 guys that was
probably
like,
a mom
you know
and
what?
pop
I got
in the
this
garage.
idea. Yeah, let's start this business. Let's 3D print these joints or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, for them to see that debranding was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Try me.
Come at
You
us.
know what I mean? So they're like, well, shoot. They'll have to sue both of us, right? And they're probably going to sue D-Branding because D-Branding's a bigger company,
Yeah.
right? They would probably
Yeah.
get more sales. So
Yeah.
let's start this again. You know what I mean? Let's go. Like,
Yeah.
I love that people are trying to come back. And, you know, you had mentioned before, like, that eBay, you know, we were seeing inklings of, like, you know, certain
Yeah.
pieces being created on eBay. You know, I saw, like, parts of the controller, you know, the little black piece. I saw those getting sold on, like, Amazon and stuff. So,
Right there, man.
yeah.
There's some
ooh.
plates right there.
Dang,
on eBay.
$35.
Yeah,
$35
man,
bucks,
35, $36. Yeah. So, you know, people were bound to do it on their own volition
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
So the fact that you've got these places that can come out with maybe like some, you know, maybe they have some special, you know, techniques or something like that to give you like some really developed plates or something like that. You know, that's dope. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to possibly figuring out, one, how to take my plates off without breaking them,
Yeah.
and then two, to, you know, switch them out with some colors
Heck yeah,
and
dude.
get
Some
some
designs.
maybe eventually they'll give you like a my ID type of like custom
Dang,
plate
that'd
where
be
you
cool.
could like,
Yeah,
you know,
that'd be neat.
design it and
Customize
then they'll
your own.
make it,
Yeah,
you
that'd
know,
be
and it's
neat,
like a
for
couple more
sure,
bucks.
for
You know what I
sure.
mean? That'd be dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
The
I feel like-
floodgate's open, man.
yeah, I feel like PlayStation has already dropped the ball, right? They already said, hey, we're afraid that if you drop this, you know what I mean, like you're gonna profit too much off of it. So we're gonna attempt to try to scare you off,
Right.
right? And then they didn't drop anything. So they gave us no OEM parts to covet, you know, with like colors and different stuff
Mhm.
like that. So, you know, we already know that this is a possibility to be swapped.
Obvious.
So somebody's got to do it.
Obviously. Yeah.
And it was just a matter of time. So I'm glad that some people are finally starting to catch the hint and they're starting to take advantage of this and just go for it. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I
this
mean?
is great
Think-
news,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's finally here.
Good news. Good news.
Like the floodgate has opened. I think. I think the Pandora's box has been unleashed, and there's no way. I think, like you were saying, guys, Sony can do anything about this any longer.
Yeah.
I just think there is, and if you've noticed, we haven't heard anything from Sony.
They haven't
Sony
said a
hasn't
peep.
responded
Yeah.
because they know, like we've talked about before, like they know, and I think debranding, they knew, they did their research before they said something like
They
that.
knew.
They knew that there was nothing Sony could do about this. It's clearly an accessory. It's clearly just a plastic attachment.
Yeah, it's a
Like, this
piece of
is-
plastic. For
Yeah,
a
this
piece
is not the system. This is not anything here
Yeah.
that voids the warranty or anything. And so I think they know. And then nothing they can do about it. And Sony's they're not fighting it any longer. It's over. It's done. We're gonna start seeing a lot more of these. I'm still waiting just a little longer until they have plates with designs on them,
Yeah.
like, you know,
That's
anime
exactly what I
or
was gonna say.
Spider-Man or something, Marvel, something.
If
dope.
you got like some 3D aesthetics,
Yeah,
you know what I
some
mean?
3D
I want to see those
aesthetics.
intricate
Yeah.
ones. Like the
Yeah.
colors and stuff, they're
Yeah.
cool. Give me a red, blue, black, whatever. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? But I want to see like the intricate, detailed ones. I want to see some of those start popping up.
Yeah.
And that'll really get me invested. Like, you know, after seeing like the Miles Morales ideas that people were creating and whatnot, you know, with like the spider webbing that was kind of like protruding
Heck
off
yeah,
of the plate.
dude.
I want to see those.
You know that's
So-
that's gonna come.
Yeah.
That's gonna
It's coming.
happen at
Right.
some
It's
point in time. Where that God of War one was sick too.
right.
Like
man.
Yeah.
you know that's gonna happen. So I know it's gonna be probably sometime this year we're gonna start seeing things like that
Maybe.
within a year.
Especially if the other
Um,
plates pop off and they start
yeah.
selling a lot,
Then
then
you're
they're
gonna
gonna
start
start. You're
seeing
gonna see those
more.
other companies
Yeah.
that want to do like the extras and whatnot, you know. So,
So that's what I'm excited about. I'm just happy it's here finally. We knew it was. We've been on this story. We've been on this beat from the start. You know, this has been one of the things we've been following,
yeah.
and
true.
we were right. And sure enough, before the stories even happened, when we first saw him do the
That was the first thing
unboxing,
that came to
we
mind.
knew
Yeah.
immediately
Yeah, that's what you guys said.
that
yeah,
it was
that's
gonna
true.
this was gonna
You guys
happen.
did.
And
Yeah.
like
You
here
guys
we
did think
are,
that.
we're here. And so like I'm just excited. I can't wait to see more styles and plates, and I think it's finally nothing no more to worry about. We know we're gonna get them,
Yeah.
and now it's just a matter of waiting.
So I wanted to ask you guys, so like especially you with having like the Xbox, right, and how, you know,
Plain
no
it is.
offense, but like
Yeah.
mediocre it looks.
Mm-hmm.
What if they were to come out with like a PlayStation 5 like type of setup where you could house your Xbox Series X in like a PlayStation
Casing
5
it
type
some?
of encasement? Yeah,
Wow.
like it's a square cutout
Yeah.
that you could like literally slide over it and it's still vented enough to give you all of your ventilation for it, but it makes it look like it's like a PlayStation 5. So
Well, I don't know if I'd want it to look like a PlayStation 5, but if they
or
found
like some type of
if
other
they found
housing that would
just
be
some,
cool
yeah,
to put
if they,
it in.
yeah, if they just got some cool way to clip on some dope housing to encase it in.
Yeah.
And someone walks into your office or your house or what the heck is that?
Like,
That's
it's
a
a trash
Series
can.
X.
Yeah.
Really? You know, like you're like blowing their mind. Like that would be kind of cool. Xbox needed something, man. Like PlayStation has them so beat here on
Yeah.
aesthetics that
Yeah, I think they're not even completing it. They're not even trying. Because
No.
first off, their controller, it's old. So it's
Mhm.
pretty much a last gen controller.
Mhm.
And then their system is so bare bones, minimal. I like it personally because it's just so simple. It's discreet. It blends in the background. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
trying to be anything, honestly.
it's trying to be hidden.
It's just trying to be hidden.
not
It's
be
just trying to
noticed.
be
Yeah.
there. So I don't even think they're ever gonna even try to compete in plates and designs.
Decals,
They
yeah.
may
I seen some decals. That was kind of cool.
They
Yeah.
may. The only thing I could ever see is, you know how you can order a custom controller with any color buttons,
Yeah,
any
yeah,
color
yeah.
this and that. Maybe one day you can order any color Xbox you want. You know, maybe they'll make the eject button purple, or you could, customize a couple things.
You
Yeah.
could get some cool with those nice flat surfaces. You could get some cool decals actually. I think on
Mhm.
that thing.
Yeah, I saw one
Some
that
cool
had like
artwork.
a Tom and Jerry type of decal on it.
Yeah.
So it had like cartoon hands that you could slap on the sides of it, and then like a little face that you could put on
Oh,
the
that
front, and
sounds
it
kinda
kind of
cool.
made it look
That sounds
like a
kinda
little
cool.
That's
different.
neat.
Gave it a little
Yeah,
character.
with those nice flat.
It is
straight
a
flat
rectangle, so
surfaces, yeah, you could do some cool
could do
things. I
anything.
think like even just artwork that you just slap on the side of it would be pretty neat.
Yeah.
I would like to see some type of like illusionary like type of design, where it made it look like it had waves, or made it like look like it was shaped different, by
Gotcha.
like the angle that you looked at it, it just looked like it was different.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
it needs something though if you really want it to compete. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think Mark is right. I think it's designed to be not noticed. It
Yeah.
I
doesn't
have
want
seen
to be
some-
seen.
I have seen some like dope controllers though, like other companies that have taken the controllers and like tried to like revamp them and like gold
For which
plate
system?
them for the Xbox,
Oh.
and like freaking like making them gold plated with like actual like 24 karat gold around the controllers and
kinda cool.
on buttons, turning them to like crystal and stuff like that. So
Damn.
it was like some dope stuff, but they were expensive. You know what I mean? They were like
$500.
yeah, for the people who got money to just throw away. You
Yeah.
want to toss your whole stimmy on the new controller
Damn.
and burn it. But
Yeah.
And then you get stick drift in a couple months, and you're like, oh,
yeah, I always seem to have stick drift on all of my last gen consoles, except for the Xbox One that I was borrowing because it
Yeah.
wasn't mine.
Yeah.
But like my Nintendo Switch, I had stick drift on that.
I have that on all my Joy-Cons, and my wife's and mine. A stick drift on the Joy-Cons is
And then
sucky.
every PlayStation 4 controller, I had stick drift
Really?
on it. Yeah.
What is-
Everyone.
is that where it just
Where
drifts
like
in-
your character or like your crosshair will just slide
on
over.
its own?
Yeah, and you're not pressing anything.
Here,
No, I
here's
never had that on any of
Here's
my
how you
controllers.
test it. You put the crosshair at the edge of a screen, and so like if you want to test your down stick drift, you just go down all the way. You lift your finger. If you have drift, when you lift, it'll move the crosshair. So then you can go on the left edge of the screen, hold it left, you let go. If when you let go, it's supposed to just go back to the center. But if you have drift, when it goes back to the center, it'll drift up, down, left, right, and it's just pretty much,
It
I
had
never
mine of
had
its
that.
own.
I've never had that. I don't think.
Yeah. On the Joy-Cons, dude,
The Joy Cons I would not know. Yeah, because I don't.
that you will get it. It's
Yeah.
just all of them are just
That's
junk.
terrible, dude.
Yeah,
And
I mean
They
had,
do feel like junk. I must admit, like the Nintendo controllers.
will
feel like
get it.
junk, man.
will
Wasn't
get
wasn't
it.
that like one of their sale points for like the newer controllers? Was that this one didn't come with
This
joystick
is a
drift?
new improved, like
Yeah.
they're like using a different
And they
joystick or
charge
something.
Yeah.
$10 additional for it.
No, well, no,
It's
they
the
were
same.
charging you the
I know,
same
I'm
price.
just
Well,
but,
supposedly they
I'm
put a
just
new
joking.
joystick
they
in
fixed
there,
It supposedly,
but
yeah.
you know, I think
But
there's
what
like
sucks is you done already bought like 4 or 5 controllers.
They
You know
all-
what
yeah.
I mean? And they all got the
they're not
the drift
replacing
on it.
those.
and they're
Yeah.
70
You gotta
bucks for
buy
a
a
pair.
new
It's not
one.
like they're cheap, dude.
Yeah,
they're
man, they
expensive.
cost. Especially
Yeah.
if you want like some of the same colors, you gotta do a lot to get like the same colors. You gotta buy 2
It's
boxes
crazy, man.
that have like
Opposite.
mixed colors, just so that you can get the 2 controllers that you wanted to
Yeah.
put on your thing. So they got a little gimmick going on. over
Yeah,
there.
they're the Apple of the gaming world for sure, man.
But
But yeah, did you guys peep the little leak sheet that
Yup.
was tossed out
Yup,
for like some of the
yup.
Sony dates and stuff like that? Did you see anything interesting on there that that caught your eye?
so the first thing I noticed was Hitman. I was like, okay, that told the truth. So this probably is real. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's the first thing I noticed.
Mhm.
And then the second thing I noticed was
Returnal, that one.
Returnal. That one was in March, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that one's true. I saw Stray. I vaguely remember that game. That's the one
The
you're in the
cat.
city with the cat.
Right.
And I think that one is.
We didn't have a date for that.
2021.
That's October
Oh, that one's October.
this year, 2021.
So yeah, 2021. Sorry,
Yeah.
We had no date for
this year.
that. We had no date.
And then
for
what's
that.
the RPG by Square Enix? That one was 2022.
Project Athia?
Project Athia.
That's
That's the
2022.
one I was really waiting for.
It
Yeah.
said
I was like,
January.
yeah, it said first quarter.
January
so-
2022.
Yeah, January 2022.
So that one I got excited for. I was like, that's closer than I thought.
We didn't know any of these dates.
No.
That's what's
Uh-uh.
shocking. Like, and it's not just like a year; it's the month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's pretty crazy. And it's first of all, Sony did this at the end of their CES presentation, and then they went back and re-edited their video and cut out the dates that aren't officially announced.
Mhm.
So they only left the ones that we
Oh.
know, like Horizon and Returnal.
Oh, so
and-
some of these other ones on there
were
have been removed.
removed.
Okay.
So
You
this
know it must
this
be
is this is the shot before they removed it.
Yeah.
Once it's on the internet,
And
dude.
I'm pretty once the internet, it's gone. It's ours.
Yeah.
And I think we know these are legitimate. These are legitimate
yeah.
because all the other dates are perfectly spot on that we know.
Yeah.
These are all legitimate. So I'm pretty sure we can say with 100% certainty these are legitimate. And the ones I was really shocked about was, well, for one, Pragmata
Mhm.
was
Oh.
like shocking to me. Like we saw that at the PlayStation Experience showcase.
Right.
You know, that was like the weird one. It's like a Capcom, like a Kojima type game
Mm-hmm.
with the spacesuit and the gadgets on the spacesuit and the little girl and like the little girl. You don't remember that?
I don't know if I did that. That was when we went in 2017, or when
No,
did
No,
they
that
just
was
last
this-
year.
this- yeah,
Just
this
last
last year.
year they showed that.
It was like a
Oh,
small
yeah,
little
yeah,
clip. It
yeah,
wasn't.
yeah,
like
it was
crazy.
it was only a CGI clip, no gameplay.
Right.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
It looked really cool. It looked like a Kojima game to me, like verbatim to me. I
'Cause
don't
they
know
were wearing
what
a
it is.
spacesuit, right?
Yeah, and it had like the weird gadgets and it had the
I
same
remember.
exact art and CGI as Kojima games do.
Right.
But we had no idea anything on that. Anything. And this says 2023. So that's 2 years away. Like that's early. I was like, that's so early to announce a game. That's like really nowhere near. We got to wait all this year, all next year, and then sometime in 2023. Like, how early is that? Like,
Yeah.
that was crazy early to me.
And it might be like mid or like late 2023 if
Yeah.
they're
Sure.
if they're really trying to make sure that it's good. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, and one thing I was trying to do, I was like, okay, do we have something like every month, that we can look forward to?
Seems like every
and,
quarter you do, not quite a month.
What's weird is we don't know when Ratchet and Clank are coming out.
yeah.
I thought we knew in that. I thought it was first quarter, right?
Mm.
Well, it was supposed to. It was almost advertised as if it was going to be a launch game, but then that
Yeah.
got pushed back.
Yeah.
And so,
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, maybe it's becoming a bit more difficult than we think to have all of these worlds
Hmm.
instantly open. You know what I mean? Maybe it's
Maybe.
taking a little bit. Maybe it's taxing, or maybe there's a lot more bugs than they thought. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it was almost presumed, because I think every time a Ratchet and Clank has been introduced, it's been a launch title or something like that, or very close to launch. But yeah, this is getting pushed. So
Yeah, it is
I
weird
don't
too
know,
to
it might be
see.
like end of the year,
Gosh, I hope not, man.
maybe like a holiday type.
I
of
could
thing.
have swore, like you said, that it was totally going to be like launch window. I thought they
Yeah.
said launch window.
Right.
I guess not. But I don't know if I like Returnal and Kenna both launching in the same month. I'd rather them spread that out and like have a launch in March, a launch in April, a launch in May, and then a launch in June. Something was coming
Especially
out in
for it to
June.
be two indie houses launching in
Solar
the
Ash.
same month. But
Yeah, and then Solar Ash, we had no word on that. That's June,
Mm.
and then Little Devils July.
yeah, so I was definitely
And
excited
then the
to hear a
Ghostwire,
release date for
Ghostwire
Little
Tokyo
Devil.
is October.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right?
October.
yeah, yeah,
Ghostwire.
yeah. It's October 2021.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's a nice little string. of
So
games.
I mean, for one, I was, Kenna was like one of my most anticipated games of
Yeah.
this year. So I was stoked to see that it would be coming so early. You know what I mean? As March, and then for Little Devil Within, for that one to be later on in I think June or July. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was cool. I was excited about that too, because I've been looking forward to hearing more about that. So I know that as we get closer to the release date, we're gonna get more clips and information and stuff like that
Yeah.
of it. And
That's actually like a better date than I was expecting.
You thought
for
it'd
Little
be like a little
Devils.
later?
I just wasn't expecting a summer release. Like
I
we
think
don't
that's like Q2, right?
we don't
Or is
really
that
get
Q3?
summer releases.
I don't remember.
That would be Q2, I think.
Yeah, I don't
or
know
it's
exactly
close.
when
It
they
might be
stop.
early
Yeah, it might be,
Q3.
like, borderline.
But actually, I think it's early Q3, like just at the very beginning, right? July
Right.
probably starts Q3.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was expecting more holiday time. I don't know. We just don't seem. It seems like games either launch before or after summer.
Mhm.
It
That's true.
traditionally doesn't seem like we really get a lot of game launches in the summertime. Like it happens, but they're a lot more rare. And so I've always in the past always used the summer to catch up on games that I didn't get to play during the previous year.
Right.
Because there's not really a lot of new things coming out in the summertime.
Kinda dries
and then
out a
the
little bit.
holiday season, you got the whole plethora of launches.
That's true.
You know, and then that kind of carries over into the early next year, and then you have that dry spell in like late Q2, early Q3.
Mm-hmm.
And so to see that we're going to get something this summer is like super exciting because we hadn't heard anything on Little Devils Inside like at all since that showcase either, like nothing.
Right. Yeah, and I just saw like a random video, that I was coming across, and it was talking about some details of the Little Devil Within. So, I mean, that was interesting that it would pop up like right after this little thing was shown. But
I didn't even know that game was going to be open world. It's clear, supposedly it's an open world game.
Right, and
didn't know that either.
survival. And
Yeah,
it
which
looked like it
is-
was dope. And
Yeah.
I really want to play it.
Yeah.
So
It excited me once, and you were telling me even more things that excited me about it. So
Yeah.
it's on my radar too now. We didn't even mention it in our most anticipated.
no,
It might have got replaced by something if
because
we had
I was
known.
thinking that was
Yeah.
going to be like a 2022 type of release or
Yeah.
something like that because we hadn't heard anything
Same.
about it.
And if you
know?
notice on here, what's shockingly missing? God
Elden
of
Ring
War.
is gone, and
God
God
of
of
War is
God
not
of
on
War.
that list.
Yeah.
Dang, that sucks.
I'm not convinced we're getting that this year. I know they said 2021,
Sorry.
but I'm just not convinced that we're getting it.
Yeah, that's a bummer if that's true.
Because that's like the one game that from CES that I think that is not mentioned here. I think everything else that we were looking for is
Yeah.
mentioned here.
I mean, honestly, all we've seen was their little emblem,
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
And who knows if that was
That's
like
all
fan-made or
Isn't that
whatever,
weird? Because like we got more for Fable, and we know Fable isn't anytime soon.
yeah.
And supposedly this is next year. That's what's so weird about it. Like
Yeah.
if a game's coming out in 1 year, you at least have something.
Yeah,
I
give
mean,
us
they
some
had a whole
trailers.
cinematic trailer for Pragmata, and that's 2023.
Right.
So what's going on with God of War?
They had
man?
a whole
don't know
cinematic
what's
trailer
going
for
on.
Project Athia. You know what I mean? Like there was a whole bunch of
Oh,
trailers
yeah,
for stuff,
That's true.
and all you did was get like the symbol for Ragnarok.
Yeah, Project Athia is 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got actual gameplay for that.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. And then all they got was a symbol. That's why people speculate: is it just going to be like a Miles Morales add-on to God of War, or like is it going to be like a full-on game?
Yeah.
What's the deal here? Is something's in weird. I don't know.
Yeah, that wouldn't make
thing.
any sense if they were to take a title, like God of War. This is one of the main bread and butters, I guess, and then just do like a small add-on.
That's what they kind of did with Spider-Man, but yeah, I don't know. I would hope they don't do that, but it's just something fishy
Yeah.
about it that makes me think something is off. I don't know. I can't tell you, but it's interestingly missing from that list. So
Yeah, my only thing about Kenna coming out in March is that I follow I follow Ember Labs on Twitter, so they're always tweeting stuff, and I'm always looking at things, and people are asking them questions and stuff like that. So I know that when they first release, there won't be a physical copy of it.
only digital.
There's
huh?
only going to be a digital copy,
That
because
sucks.
they are an indie studio,
Right.
and that's normally the way it goes. Mortal
True.
Shell, whatever,
True.
So it'll be. It's kind of hard to decide. Do I want to wait and get a physical copy when they eventually come out with one, or do I just want to get it digital? You know what I mean, and have
Right.
it like that.
Returnal's
'Cause
gonna
I'm not
have a
trying to buy it
physical
twice.
copy.
Returnal is.
Yeah, on Amazon there's I
It's
believe.
Well, because that one's gonna be
$70,
70,
so-
so of course.
You gotta pay for the case and
I'm-
the disc. It's
Did
I'm
they say they Kenna price
curious
it,
what
or
Kenna's gonna
they've been
cost,
holding
man.
it private?
Kenna has kept that price clutched to the chest, dude. They're not telling you what that price
You
is.
know
so
they are toying with.
they're
Please
trying
don't-
to figure
please
it
don't be
out.
70.
but
You
I
know
think
they are toying with.
I'm hoping that they're
gouging
gonna
us
be
on
around
that.
the 30. But
Refresh my
we'll
memory.
see.
Is it
No,
PS5
40, I think.
Will it be on the PS4
It's
or PS5 exclusive?
I think they are releasing it on the PS4.
Yes.
I
Alright,
think it's
cool.
PS5.
Damn.
Timed
Sure.
exclusive, I think. It's a timed exclusive. I know that.
So it won't be on the PS4 at all.
I don't think so. It will though. Oh,
Maybe
actually,
eventually.
it might only be next gen. To be honest, I don't know if it's going to be previous gen at all. But I do know that it's also going to be a timed exclusive, not a total exclusive. So it will come to
Just
Xbox.
like Project Athia, I believe,
yeah,
is also
just like
like
Project
that.
Athia is also
Okay.
a timed exclusive. Yeah.
No, PS4, PlayStation 4, PlayStation
Oh
5,
wow!
Yes. So I mean,
and
if I buy it,
PC.
yes.
PC eventually.
and PC
so.
eventually.
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know if it'll
Nice.
exactly come out.
Hoping for $30, man.
You know, at the same time.
You think
but-
30? I think 40.
I said hopeful.
It's gonna.
I don't know.
think
I don't know.
what I'm hoping is 40. I mean, that'd be a dream to get it for 30.
40?
I think.
40, yeah.
But I think
That's more
40 is
realistic.
what I think they would ask.
If they
Um,
gave it to me for 30, and then they came out with some expansion type of like DLC or something like that,
I think 40 is a fair price. Honestly, I think 30 is underpriced.
Yeah.
But I think 40 is fair, and I think they'll gouge us for 10 more and do it. Matt Miles did and charge us 50.
Because if they charge us 40, they still make the same amount as if it was 60 in the store. You know what I mean?
Right.
They still get the same cut of it. So
Mhm.
But I think they'll gouge us and try to get 10 more out of us and charge us
Maybe.
50. I
and
think.
just do a solid.
I mean, look
50.
what they did with Returnal. Come on,
dude,
Yeah.
that game must be huge. We'll see what happens. with
I'm
Returnal.
really waiting to see
For
reviews on that
$70,
game,
it better
dude.
be
Yeah,
We gotta
huge.
see these reviews, man.
yeah, we gotta
Like,
see these reviews.
Once
Yeah.
these reviews come out, we'll really see if it's like.
I'll tell
worth
you
it.
what, though, man, there isn't anything coming out until that. Like, it's a dry lake.
Persona
Mhm.
5 Strikers.
That's a PS4 game. I'm talking about like PS5
That is a
exclusive
PS5.
games. I'm talking about next gen.
He's talking about
games.
just strictly.
Oh,
exclusive.
got you, got
like
you.
a
got
Ken
you.
game
ain't
for next
exclusive,
gen.
but-
Gotcha.
You know, like Godfall, Demon Souls, something that's like next gen for the system. Like we don't have anything like that until Returnal comes out. So
Yeah.
it's a dry lake.
That's true.
Um,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
Most people are still trying to get next gen, myself included.
yeah, that's true.
So-
That's true. It doesn't really
so-
matter to the majority of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
so.
But-
So yesterday. So today is the 23rd. So yesterday, the 22nd, right? We got big news. So Xbox decides to tweet that they are increasing the price of Xbox Live from what is it, $5, $5.99?
I thought it was like
something
$7.99 or $6.99.
Yeah,
it
something
was
$8.
nothing.
Something
Yeah,
cheap.
$8.
Something cheap to about like
11.
11 bucks, and they basically broke it down for like your 1 month, your 3 months, your 6 month, whatever. So ultimately, a whole year's worth of Xbox Live with gold or whatever is $120 a year.
Rip off.
So
That's
you know,
crazy, dude.
So
what the heck,
Dude.
Mark?
the internet was in an uproar the moment that this was released. I saw mad comments all over talking about, well, guess I'm done with Xbox. I'm
Oh,
sliding over to
Even
PlayStation.
worse. Even the worst. They locked the free-to-play games. So all the people who play Fortnite and
Yeah.
Right, you need Xbox Live.
No. The
Okay.
free-to-play games like Smite or
Right.
Fortnite.
Don't you
could-
need Xbox
no,
Live in order
no.
to play those
the
online?
free-to-play
You
games?
never did?
You never did.
Oh, okay.
But when this was coming out, all the free games too, you had to have gold to play the
Mm.
free games too.
Yeah, they were trying
But-
to get it.
yeah.
They were trying to get all
So
that
they
money,
even made
man.
it worse.
What is this?
Yeah, so I was just looking, man, and people were not liking it at all. And then I saw
Nope.
somebody who had tweeted something interesting. They were saying that if you got PlayStation Plus for a year, PS Now for a year, and then you added the PlayStation the PS
Music.
collection, you could get that all for $120.
And that's a good
year.
deal.
year.
That's a good
And
deal.
that's damn good,
That's a
right?
lot.
Because there's like, you said that, or was it you? You said you were on PS Now,
Mhm.
and there was like mad games on that one, like way more than just this 100 plus. You know that
The only
Xbox
problem with
keeps
PS
There's a
Now is
shit
it's a
ton.
streaming service. It's not actually downloading. Like,
Correct.
right,
those
but he was
passes.
saying that a lot of the old shit that's on there was
Yeah.
playing pretty
Tons.
damn good
Yeah.
on the streaming
Yeah.
service.
And a lot of the games, it did give you the option to download it to your PS4. So
not
Okay.
all of them, but
not
some
all
of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So if
so that
you
you
know.
could play it locally instead of
Correct.
streaming,
Which would be
Okay,
much
well,
better. That's what
pretty
you
cool.
want. But yeah,
yeah. But yeah, man. So
that's a
you're
lot of
just
services,
thinking-
right? For the same price.
Yeah,
versus
you-
one service.
Yeah, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, well, damn, that looks like a better deal, right, than
Yeah.
this. And, I guess I
What is
guess
this?
the shitstorm that they had caused.
because I texted you guys, remember? Because
Yeah.
I thought that was big news. I was like, what? It's because like you were saying, they actually eliminated the year plan. You could only buy 6-month chunks. So 6
Mhm.
months was $60.
$60.
And I was like, I just bought PlayStation Plus a couple months ago for $28 for a year because it was on
right, because they
sale.
always have them
Yeah,
on
always
sale
on
I
sale.
get 'em.
somewhere.
That's when I get them for 20.
Right.
Yeah, every year I buy it.
So
Yeah,
I was
on
like,
Black
what
Friday or whatever.
the heck? It just blew my mind. I was like, they're trying to retire Game Pass at this point because Game Pass is actually $9.99, but if you get the Ultimate, it's $14.99. So I was like, for a couple bucks more,
Well, they were trying to. It felt like they were trying to retire
Yeah.
you just wanting the Xbox Live, by itself. Like you must get the Game Pass in order to get your
Ultimate.
bang for your buck. Is to do this.
Yeah.
that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me it wasn't news because I'm a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, so I'm
Right,
like,
right.
oh, whatever.
Yeah,
the
you'd be
majority
like,
of
why are they
people-
charging for this again?
But the majority of people
Yeah.
are not.
They're like, what?
Yeah. So like for me, I was like, but for I'm like, dude, you guys are. First of all, you guys are in the past. Jump on the Game Pass wagon already.
That's what the
It's-
execs were
yeah,
hoping.
it's so
people would
much
think.
better anyways, but this was not the way to do it. It's so weird. It's like, was this some did some intern like leak this? Because
Was
they
it an
they
accident?
reversed it so fast that it almost seems like
Dude, literally
the
by like
heck?
8 at night
yeah, dude,
yesterday,
it's
I
such a-
saw an article, breaking news. Xbox has rescinded their price increase, and they're going to make all free-to-play games actually free-to-play
Right.
multiplayer, all around.
Without
So you won't
live,
be
yeah.
required to
Yeah.
have Xbox Live. And I was just like, whoa, that was like the fastest response. And there was even people that I saw that, had pretty good followers, with the in the game media. And Phil Spencer was tweeting them like, yeah, this was a big mistake. We didn't really think about it. We were kind of looking at it
Idiots.
in a different way. And once we stepped back and got all of the response from the community, we saw that this was a bad move. And so that's why we rescinded it. And, hopefully, no harm, no foul. Because, we
Idiots.
didn't
How
start
could you not
charging.
anticipate that?
Idiots. Because just
That
think,
makes no sense.
because the game,
Yeah, we want to pay more. Yeah,
How
for
would you not
simple
anticipate
things. Yeah.
that?
dude, idiots. And on top of that, I feel like the Xbox Live Gold games that they give you are always junk.
Yeah, they
In
are.
my opinion, they're always
PS Plus
garbage.
games are much better.
PS Plus
yeah.
games, they actually give you exclusives from time
Right.
to
They
time.
be giving you like Xbox 360 games. It's like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
wasting my time with this.
Things
bro.
I'm
Exactly.
never gonna
Like
play.
PlayStation will literally give
Yeah.
you like a PS Vita game on top of the other 3 games
Yep.
that they
Right,
give
it's like
you.
an extra.
Yeah, it'd be like
it's not
4
one
games.
of the
or
three
not-
you get.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
then-
I mean, but they're good games on PlayStation. The last 3 we just got were shockingly
Oh,
good.
dude.
Yeah, you
Those
got
3.
Man-Eater,
Tomb Raider, the newest Tomb Raider,
right?
and Greedfall, which are all Greedfall's like a $40.
yeah, I was like, they're all $30,
yeah,
$40
$30,
games.
$40
And Man-Eater
games.
just dropped last year, I
It's
believe.
like,
Yeah.
dude,
So,
those are
you know what I mean?
those are serious games that people probably haven't played. And I know I looked at Gold this reason. I was like, dude, there's not a
Gold
game
is always
here that
garbage.
I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I always PlayStation Plus. I add them cart.
Yep.
It's a habit. But the
Right.
gold games, I never do it because like very rarely do you see anything worth it.
There's no also not really much advertisement that I see with games with gold.
That's got to
Like
be
I
on
feel
purpose.
like it's more
They're junk.
They want it.
more
they're-
tweets about it when it comes out for PlayStation.
it's- They're
than it is
trying to
with
get you
gold.
to just switch to Game
The
Pass.
Game Pass, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what they're Phil
Yeah.
Spencer did. Like the whole point, the whole point clearly was to push people into Game Pass.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not even a lot more. It's not a whole lot more to go to Game Pass, but they want their numbers up. I can see it. They're in the boardroom. They want their numbers.
we need
up.
this many
Yeah,
subscribers
we
for
need
Game
this,
Pass to
yes,
be
we need
profitable.
this many
We need it.
subscribers, so we don't even care how we get them there. That
Let's
was not the
debunk to
route,
this
man.
one.
I don't know what the right route is. What is the right route? I don't know, but that definitely was not the right route. That's
Yeah.
weird. Just
That's
locking
too-
people out of their free to play games is stupid.
Dude,
man.
that's too much of a price increase for 1 year. Like, keep bumping up the price.
a
Go
year.
ahead.
Yeah,
But
that's
don't
that's
double
probably
it in 1 year.
gradually $1 every year
Yes.
or two, and then you're gonna get to 15. Like, well, what am I doing now? I might as well
Might as
buy it.
well.
But they straight up doubled it. Like,
And then
dude,
robbing people of their free games as well. That's what's nuts to me.
yeah, and then you're
That's what's
forcing
nuts
people to
me.
buy it.
Yeah,
who
that's
play Fortnite
what's
or
nuts to
whatever.
me.
But I mean, technically, every free to play game requires PlayStation Plus, does it not?
No.
On PlayStation?
No,
so
the
like,
free
so
games
like
are free.
something like DC Universe or anything that you pay for currency or anything that has its own thing.
Paladins,
So Fortnite,
Paladins, Fortnite,
that's
World
free.
of Tanks.
all those.
All those games are free to play without any PlayStation Plus.
Same on the
subscription.
Switch. Like those are just straight up. You could play without the
Okay,
subscription.
All right. For some reason, I mean, I've got PlayStation Plus
So you
regardless,
never
but I was
noticed or
just
mattered.
thinking
Yeah.
that it was like required to play with a lot of those multiplayer, games.
Yeah,
But
not
I
all
think
of
maybe with the AAA titles, when you buy those, you got to have,
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus or whatever to be able to play like Call of Duty or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yep. Just like the free to play games, for some reason they get around it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was even more greedy. Like, what?
That's
Dude,
crazy.
that was just like the cherry on top.
It's one thing to bump your
Yeesh.
price up, but then to lock people out, that's millions
Yeah.
of people.
You
A
got
lot
to
of
pay to
people.
use
Yeah,
your
that's
internet.
like the massive base of players.
Just think
dude.
of all the kids.
Yeah,
You got to pay to use your internet to play
Yeah,
with somebody,
exactly.
man. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
Just sell the damn thing, go to PC, because it doesn't make sense when all your competitors aren't doing it.
That
And then
was-
you're
yes,
doing it.
That's what's crazy. It's one thing to up the price for your service for like your free games or whatever, and your additional bonuses for multiplayer.
Right.
But yeah, to do something that your competitors are not doing, that you
Yeah.
can't play Fortnite anymore. Sorry, no, that's nuts, dude. That's nuts,
dumb, dude.
Yeah, man.
Bad
Man.
move. Bad move.
So that was definitely interesting. I felt like they should have talked about that a little bit more on their discussion board.
guess,
Of
yeah.
like, how should we bring this up to see how it's perceived? You know what I,
I
mean?
think
They
they
could have
just-
tried to like contact, IGN or something like that to try to like, leak a story. Like, hey, see how people feel about prices possibly going up.
No,
in the
what you
future,
do
you
is
know?
you up the price of Game Pass to what the $10.99 that they are asking for live, and then just cut live. So people pay $1 or $2 more, but now they get Game Pass as well.
It's
They
coming
won't
with
be
it,
as
yeah.
mad because like, okay, now I get access to all those free games for a couple dollars more. I'll do that now. I'm not as
Well,
mad.
I mean, Game Pass is already like 15, right?
No, that's Ultimate. Game Pass Ultimate is 15 for
okay.
all the
Yeah, for
aspects
online,
for
Right, right, right.
streaming, for PC and console. If you
Good
don't
deal.
want just for Xbox only,
Uh-huh.
I think it's $10 $9.99.
Correct, $9.99. Yep.
So just up it to that $10.99 or whatever $11.99 that they wanted to ask,
Yeah.
and just cut live. Just get rid of it and just make that the new thing for online play. But still let people play their free games. Still let
Mhm.
people play their free games. But anyone who's online be like, okay, that's fine. For a couple bucks more, I get all those awesome games for just a couple dollars more. That's the way to do it, I think, because you're giving people something additional for their money. This way they give you less and charged you more. How moronic. How
Dumb.
moronic,
Dumb, dude.
Yeah.
When you charge people more, you got to give them something more, even if it's a little bit, so there's a perception
Yeah.
of okay, that's what I got for it at least,
Right.
Yeah, like let you play a Game Pass game. Like, hey, with now Xbox
Yeah,
Live Gold, you
yeah.
can try one game a month on Game
That's
Pass.
a great point. Yeah,
So
you
then
can
they're like,
access the
"Ooh."
library, kind of like the Kindle Lending library. You get one book a month, and then you return it, and
Something
you
like
get
that.
another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
But
great
maybe not
idea.
even give you the returning aspect. Maybe just you can only download one game a month. Period. Maybe you
Or
be more
that,
selective
or
or
that.
something.
So
Because
that-
you're getting like
that would be
it's a
like
bonus,
that would be like
you know?
Audible then. Audible lets you keep one book a month,
Something
Yeah,
like
but
that.
I mean, you can return on Audible, so you can't refund on Audible.
but you get your token back.
Right.
That's
spend
that's
it
the one
again.
book a month you get guaranteed. That's what you're saying. The same thing.
Yeah,
is.
but I'm saying like there's no way to return that game. Like if you didn't like that game or whatever. You
Oh, you
know,
just have
like,
it?
Yeah, you just
Oh.
be real selective because you got one game on Game Pass that you can download, and that's it.
Well,
A
Kenny
month
Lending
or whatever,
Library is
but-
pretty much like that. You just
Okay.
have to return. I mean, yeah, I guess you can keep it, but once you beat the game, there's not really much reason to keep it.
right.
But it's just cycling that one game
That one token over and over.
over and
yeah.
over again. And you can't redeem it until the next month.
Right. That's what I do on Audible.
It's just a bonus thing
yeah,
for
it's like-
Prime users.
Or what they
Just a
should
bonus thing.
or what they should have done is say, hey, we're retiring the 3 games a month, but there's an Xbox Live Gold library and the Game Pass library. So it makes the people go to the Game Pass library, they scroll down to the live, and they see their limited 10
a
games.
number of games.
But they're like,
yeah.
oh damn, this game's on here. Oh, I gotta have Game Pass for this. Okay, well I'll do the $1
Getting the look
upgrade.
in there.
Get them to get into the Game
Yeah.
Pass store, right? And then they see what they're missing out on. Yeah, that's another great way of doing it.
Yeah, there's like I feel like there's millions of ways. They literally choose the worst possible way. Double the price and remove all the free to play games. It's like, dude, well,
But-
yeah, that's the most profitable way, of course. But come on, dude, that you gotta.
I don't even know if it's the most profitable way. I think they might have lost a lot of users because of it, and they might have ended up losing money in the long run. I don't know.
Well, I mean, think about it. They double the price, so they would have to lose half their subscription
to lose money.
So they wouldn't
Yeah,
quite lose that much.
maybe
So
not.
I don't know. That was just a greedy move.
I
Like,
feel like they already have stuff going for enticements to check out Game Pass because I think they had like a $1 for like 3 months. Like,
People
They
don't
did.
do it
you
though,
could pay
man.
$1 to have Game Pass Ultimate You know,
It just
a
doesn't seem
dollar
like people
each
do
month
it.
for 3
That's how I
months.
got
Like,
introduced
That's
to
how I
it.
got introduced to
Yeah.
mine too.
And that
a
worked
dollar
for
for the
me,
first month, and it's
but
like you see everything.
It doesn't
and you're
seem like a
this is
lot
good
of people
value.
are doing that.
Dude.
I cannot wrap my head around why Game Pass isn't
Best
destroying the
kept
world
secret.
right
they
now.
need commercials
Yeah.
like Game Pass.
I
Game
don't
Pass.
get it,
But-
man.
Actually, I think I know the next game that I'm gonna try to play. I'm gonna because Medium is out this. I think Thursday is the 28th.
Is that when it comes out?
So yeah, so
Medium's
the
the next
28th.
one?
So this week coming up, I'm gonna check that one out. So I might be playing that one and give like my opinion about that, you know, for this weekend before I start trying. I'm probably gonna play something meanwhile, you know, for the next couple of days.
Mhm.
But that's the next one that I'm.
Have
gonna
you
check out
fired
and see.
Destiny up yet just to see what it looks like?
I have not even downloaded Destiny, bro. Destiny
That's
is not.
funny, dude.
Destiny 2 is not on.
Did
my,
it get a
console.
PS5 upgrade pack or something to that nature?
I believe it's optimized
Ooh,
for
Destiny?
nice.
Xbox Series X.
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah, it was
PlayStation
optimized for
5.
Xbox Series.
Yeah,
It looks
the moment,
incredible.
The moment that expansion released, I think that they
Nice.
had.
No, it was a little
the
bit
stuff
later.
going
It
on.
took a couple weeks later.
Well, because it wasn't
Yeah.
out yet, but I think they already had the information needed, so that as soon as the console's released or whatever, that they were on there.
Yeah.
But,
Side note: do you
maybe-
guys play Borderlands 3?
I beat
I
that
did
game
play it.
already. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
great
okay.
game.
We liked it.
Because I know that is optimized. It has like the 4K 60
Oh, does
FPS,
Mm.
and it lets you
Hmm.
play up to 4-player split screen. Because I guess on the PS4 you can't play split screen. A lot of people were
Mm-mm.
mad.
I never
Interesting.
tried that.
But
Yeah.
on
So
the
couch co-op.
on the
then.
PS5 they added it back, and I get it because it needs more juice, you know. To
You need a lot more games with like couch co-op playability.
that's
you know
becoming a rare thing these days.
because a lot of them are just gunning.
I
for
do
a
like to have a
multiplayer
couple
online.
couch co-op games just in case like a friend comes over and you
Yeah.
can play. It is very rare though. It's nothing like it used to be in our past, but yeah, it'd be cool to have some.
Yeah,
'Cause
everything
some of them are a
used
lot
to
of
have
fun.
multiplayer, but
Yeah.
you had the option to have like a split screen.
Yeah.
Multiplayer.
Yeah.
But they're just like eradicating that entirely, as if like, oh, every friend that I have that wants to play this game should have this game and a separate
subscription.
console as well.
and it's
And it's
Right.
like, well,
Yeah.
damn, if I just wanted to play with somebody and they hear,
yeah.
like, there's no way
Yeah.
for them to play it. You know what I mean? And all I got is a bunch of single player games with online multiplayer experiences.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So it just kind of sucks like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But-
For sure.
But yeah, so that's all we got for you this week today. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, all those people out there on YouTube. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. While you're listening, still, drop a like on this video.
If you
and
made it
maybe a
this far and
comment.
you haven't subscribed, man, you need to subscribe.
If you've been,
Please,
if you've been
please.
tuning
Yeah.
in weekly
Please.
to check out our videos, subscribe. Let us know you're there.
Please.
Hit us
Yeah.
with a comment
Please.
saying hi or
Mhm.
something like that. We'll hit you back. But yeah, so until next week, we'll catch you guys later. Deuces.
Peace.
See ya.
I love you, me.